Hey there, this Jackie Bros.
Am I supposed to go?
Huh?
Am I supposed to go?
Go where?
I thought you were leaving a pause for me to say my name.
Well, say it then. Don't ask to say it if
Jesus.
you're going to
Dunlap.
say it. Good. Hey there, I'm Jackie Bros.
Dunlap.
Hey, listen to me. Say, I go, hey there, I'm Jackie Bros, and you say,
My name is Dunlap.
and welcome to Sponsors, All Sponsors 2.
All our sponsors that we've done, we did one episode called Sponsors, All Sponsors. I
Yeah.
think that's episode 3, maybe 22. That's all the sponsors we've done up. That's like 21 sponsors all
Yeah.
cut together. Some people don't like to hear us say, I hate Obama or Hillary Clinton is stupid over and over again.
Well,
constantly.
Something wrong with them.
We cut all the sponsors together because some people just like to hear, about businesses in Murfreesboro. So we cut a bunch of them together, and now we're cutting a bunch more because some people online in the comments say, hey, why don't you cut like old Hillbilly Hatfield on YouTube?
Yeah.
He's somebody who's been around for a long time,
Yeah.
telling us things on the internet,
Well, yeah.
and we appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for listening. Thanks for the suggestions, yeah.
Just thanks for spending the energy on us.
Well, we spend this energy for I don't know why, but thank you for.
If you got friends or family, like maybe Hillbilly Hatfield, for example, it's like, I love them so much. I
Yeah.
can't hardly stand it. I just wish I could tell somebody about them, but I can't because they've done 60-something episodes now. How are these new people going to learn the history of T.T. Slott? How are they going to know what's happened at Little Helen's, formerly Little Helen's, now known as
Don't nobody
Skunkies?
need to know nothing about T.T. Slott and Little Helen's. It's not Little Helen's anymore. It's Skunkies.
When did Rick Santorum start working with Coley's Christian Cinemas?
Yeah, he still
When
does
did
that.
Coley's Christian Cinemas, branch out from Snack and Cat Food
Yeah.
Company? You can find some of those things out today. We got Don Podge's Tax Whiz on this show. Wizard Beards, a lot of wet bread, some T.T. Slott, some
Yeah.
Coley's Christian Cinemas. Rick Santorum did Rascal the Praying Mule movie with them.
Oh, yeah.
Miss
I remember
Mary's
that, yeah.
Butter Dump. A lot of good business.
Let me just say right now, all those sponsors, you don't have to give us another $25 for this one, for playing them all like this, because this is something different, special. It's not like what we regularly do where you give us $25. So this time when you just playing it all again, y'all don't owe us nothing. Yeah.
Now, why would you say that?
What do you mean, why would I say that?
Well, why if you just prevented us from getting a check in the mail from
They
Mirabella
weren't going to
Genesee?
do it. I just want to let them know that they I don't want to spring something on somebody like you just, I guess I owe them $25. They didn't tell me nothing about that. I ain't going to be that way about it. Be all up and up,
No, this is not a scam.
No, it ain't no scam. It ain't.
We're not running a scam.
No,
We're trying to provide an entryway for the new listener.
Well, whatever it is,
Or the old listener who wants to remember who Mirabella Genesee was.
That's fine, whatever. But none of them has to pay us $25. Sponsors don't have to pay us $25. Listeners, you ain't got to pay us $25 for this one. This is for y'all. This is just.
Are there
free.
listeners that would pay us $25?
Hell no.
So this is a bonus episode. We'll still have the regular episode up Monday at midnight Eastern time. This is a bonus episode. We'll keep cutting these together till we
Now,
have
there's-
easily digestible 2.5-hour podcast catching everybody up on all the sponsors.
There's some people who are worth $25 listen to talk to. Some people are, yeah.
Who would you pay $25 to talk to?
I ain't worth $25. I ain't. That's what I'm saying. I don't pay me $25 to talk. I'll advertise the business, but I ain't a good talker like Paul Harvey.
Paul Harvey was a good talker.
He was
a good pauser.
That's part of the talking. All of this together.
I think it's separate. Pausing.
No, it's part of how you talk. It's all about talking. You add the pause to make it. I mean, it all goes together. It ain't. quiet and talk. It's all the same. It's how it's his delivery, is what they call it. Yeah.
Can you give me some of that Paul Harvey you do?
I don't do no Paul
Do you
Harvey.
get Paul Harvey for us on the
The
podcast?
point I'm trying to say is I don't do, but I ain't good enough as Paul
All
Harvey.
you got to do is stop
Look.
talking for a second dramatically and then swoop back in.
No, it ain't easy. You think it's that easy. It ain't. That's the reason he got all well, I mean, he don't have it. Now, I'm sure up in heaven, though, if you're allowed to keep anything, Paul Harvey's got more, as much as anybody else up there, yeah.
I don't know if there's a list of people that Jesus would allow to take it with them
You
when
can't
they
take
go.
it with you. I know the saying, yeah, but.
That's from the Bible.
Well, yeah.
And Jesus, but if there were people Jesus would allow to just kind of move up to heaven with your bank account intact, so you have something to show for all your years of strife on this planet.
Paul Harvey.
Mortal plane. Yeah, Paul Harvey'd be
Good talk.
near
Yeah.
the top of the list.
Yeah.
I bet he's doing the not the news in heaven, but coming on with a little commentary and
Well,
maybe
he
a
retired.
story.
He don't have to. He's doing all right. When they let him into heaven, whether it's the money we spend here or just because of recognition, everybody up in heaven knows he's doing fine. They don't force him to work in heaven. I don't think they stick a microphone and get to work. You don't have to work no more when you get to. Well, he did work here, because he was retired. He was retired when he was here, and then before toward the end, before he got sick, died old age, however he went.
Do you think when you get to heaven, if you're good at something on earth, they kind of they don't make you do it, but they just come on, give us a say you're Mary Lou
I'm
Retton.
sure, like
Like, do a
autographs.
flip.
Yeah, autographs, things like that. And if you're in heaven, you ought to be nice, yeah.
But that's going to get old. People say, hey, Paul Harvey, tell us a story.
Well,
kind of a behind the
I
scenes.
think there's a polite way for him to say, do you know how many stories I've told my lifetime, let alone since I've been dead up in heaven?
Is there a polite way to say that? That sounds harsh. Talking to an angel like that. Like Paul Harvey with the attitude coming into heaven, stomping around like he owns the place.
I didn't say he's acting that way. I'm just saying.
There's apostles
he said,
in
please,
heaven.
he
There
could say,
is
listen.
disciples and
Please
Gandhi.
understand. Listen to if you want to hear it. I'm sure there's a way for them to listen to it up in heaven. He's got hours and hours and hours of it.
Oh, they could just download the old shows.
Yeah.
So they don't
I'm
need
retired now. Thank you for asking. I appreciate your enthusiasm toward my talking. But here, I don't do it.
pausing.
Since I've been to heaven, I didn't do it for probably a few years before I came to heaven. But since I'm up here now, I don't do it no more. But you're welcome to listen to.
That's still kind of a shitty thing because if an
Oh,
angel,
he done enough. Good Lord, he dead, gone to heaven. Let him be.
if an
Let
angel
him be.
says to Mary Lou Retton, "Hey, do gymnastics for us up here in heaven," and Mary Lou Retton was like, "Why don't you just watch the tape, Angel?" You wouldn't appreciate that. You'd think, "Wow, Mary Lou Retton's got a big chip on her shoulder to be up here in heaven with Saint Peter and
Oh, you don't know
John
what
the
it's like. You
Revelator.
don't know what she's like. I'm just saying, Paul. She's still alive too. When she's up there in age, she done enough flips, just like he's done enough talking. He's earned his keep in heaven. I'm assuming he's a good Christian. I would think so.
I hope they're friends up there.
Well, yeah.
Mary Lou Retton's dead too, right?
She's not dead, is she?
I don't know.
She wasn't one a baby when everybody remembered her.
Well, I mean, those
Listen,
gymnasts, hard lives. All their organs, they're little, so all their organs are packed in there tight, rubbing up against each other, wearing
wears them
spots
down.
off.
Yeah, wears them down.
and then jumping
Sooner than
around
regular, yeah.
like that and falling, and this is not good.
Paul
on,
Harvey didn't do nothing but sit there and talk, and he lived a ripe old age. I know that.
Yeah, if Paul Harvey had been a gymnast, who knows what the world of radio would be like today? Because he probably would have gone at
That's silly.
25,
Even think
30.
about it. Don't make any sense. Anyway, play everybody. Listen, here's all the sponsors. Keep up with it all. Some of them ain't real sponsors. I say it right now. And some of them are sponsors.
Right,
Here.
like TT Slot is a real sponsor. And
No, she ain't. She's a prostitute that lives out.
this is episodes 25 through 34.
Yeah.
Our sponsors. We'll have another bonus sponsors, all sponsors episode up for you maybe next week or soon.
Well, thank y'all for listening, having an interest in this hillbilly Harry
Hatfield.
Hatfield. I'm sorry, I can't remember everybody's names. A lot of people nice enough to write us and this
Yeah,
and that,
you
and I can't. It's too
especially
many
YouTube names.
Well, yeah. But
Some of them are numbers on YouTube.
Yeah. That's the
Go by
numbers.
numbers.
If you go by number, you might well be a prisoner. That's what they're doing there.
Mark of the Beast.
Well, that too. Yeah. But the way we got to make money now is our sponsor, so which we don't make any money from, but
$25.
well, $25, and
That ain't bad.
We'll do our sponsors here.
That ain't Kokesh money, but it ain't bad.
Yeah. Well, we're proud to have back as our sponsor. Great sponsor, great products, all of them. Coley Snack Foods.
Coley Snack Food.
Yeah, Bible page in every bag. Delicious, and Coley Cinema is always bringing fine family Christian entertainment to the folks out there. We're now getting into something new here. We got Coley's Cat Food. Coley's Cat Food. So
Getting into the pet market.
pet market here, yeah. So we got a bag of that right here, and it's supposed to be delicious for your pet. If you good Christian family, good Christian, you want to feed your pet good Christian
It's not just for Christian
food.
families, but if you are a Christian,
I reckon any cat eat it.
is there a Bible page in the cat food bag?
Well, why would you do that? Cat can't read.
Well, but the cat don't feed
No, they
itself.
don't really have a tie as far as I can tell. It's just cold as cat food. That's all he told me. He didn't say.
It does say John 3:16 on the bottom of
Well,
the
there
bag.
you go. You don't need to.
That's got some head. See what it. Oh,
Look
yeah,
at
open it up here.
Well, yeah, over the years, people say cats, they're of a devil, witches, things like that. And some people get things in their mind like cursed black cat, bad luck. But if that's the case, which I don't think it is, but, just for fun, give them some Coley's cat food.
Is that part of their marketing?
He said something along the lines of that. I don't think I said as good as he did, but that was
He doesn't.
the
He doesn't
gist
spend
of
a
what
lot.
they're trying to say, just get your cat.
They don't.
Basically take a curse off the cat, let it go to heaven. It's kind of basically what it said. But
He said the cat goes to heaven and everything because there's a lot of theological implications in those two
he's
things.
just trying to say
Curses.
cat food. I don't know a man's personal beliefs. He just said if you gave him $25, just kind of insinuated that that's what he said. You do the rest, Jackie, and I think I did justice to it. I guess.
And they got dog food too.
Nope.
Just cats.
For now, I guess if that goes well, they may.
This just looks like they're cheese bacon pips.
Wow. Coley's cheese bacon pips, they good.
They came out with those cheese bacon pips 2005. They didn't go over too big.
They were good though, man. You liked them.
These are cheese bacon pips.
All right. Well, they look just like them, don't they? I didn't look yet.
I mean, they got some fish oil or something poured all over
Oh,
them.
yeah, you put fish oil on it.
But it ain't
Can't
bad.
eat it. That's how one. I kind of like it. Give it a little extra wang or something.
But really, they're just selling people snacks as nutritious pet food.
Maybe it's good enough for you. It'd be all right for a cat. I reckon. I don't know how they do it.
It
It's
doesn't
cold
seem-
as cat food. Why you run it down? It tastes. You eat it. You give it to your cat. Cold as cat food.
Let me just say that nowhere on here does it. It doesn't say nutrition or nutritious or healthy or anything.
It says cold as cat food. That's what it is. So cold as cat food. That's our sponsors.
Wait, hold on a second.
What?
There is a Bible page in here. Look,
I got a Bible page in the cat. Well, he said they didn't. That may just come in there. If
that must have been from one of the old
Bacon.
bag of cheese pips.
Pips, yeah.
Bacon cheese pips.
There you go. A Bible page in every cat food bag.
I got a sponsor.
Wow.
At the George Jones funeral, somebody. Who in the shit was that? I was so drunk at that funeral.
All right. Well, you got a sponsor? What from
They
up
gave
there?
me their card. Somebody gave me $25. Let me get my billfold. They gave me the card here. What is this? Mirabella Genesee. Tanya Tucker impersonator / prostitute.
What?
That explains it.
All right.
Okay, now it's starting to make sense. Now it's all come back to me.
Okay, that ain't,
Mirabella Genesee is a Tanya Tucker impersonator
that ain't no sponsor if she's the other.
/ prostitute.
All right.
I don't know what she gave me the $25 for. Let's see. She gave me, what is this? Oh, this is her rider.
What?
This is her rider if she is employed as a Tanya Tucker impersonator. She needs load in, must begin 4 hours prior to door open. Sound and system checks will be 45 minutes prior to opening doors. Professional house sound light tech. 12 premium beers. Hospitality, 1 bottle premium vodka. Sorted mixers. Cranberry, orange soda. 10 bottled waters. Must be allowed to inspect genitalia in a lighted area until such determination can be made that client is disease-free.
No sponsor on here.
Not a weirdo. Veggie platter, 4 clean towels, 2 meal or food allowance or $60 buyout. If you want someone to watch, it's extra.
All right.
I tell you what, I didn't hear her perform as Tanya Tucker, but I can attest to the prostitute part.
All right. I don't want to hear about it. Don't nobody want to hear about that. There ain't no... Always doing prostitution sponsor. I ain't going to have no prostitute sponsor on here.
TT Slot is a local... This was Providence. I was at George Jones's funeral. Somebody comes up to me in the parking lot. We start talking. Birdman gets involved. Oh, that's why she circled the... What? Somebody watching is extra.
Oh, I don't want to hear about it.
Don't tell... Jackie, don't tell Birdman.
Oh,
this will break his heart. He is going whoever he talks to, the South American smugglers who bring the cockatiels, whatever. When he goes down to Florida and he's in the swamp meeting on boats with Cubans who've got like squawking things tucked into burlap bags under their arms, he's probably leading every conversation off. Hey, guess what happened to me at the George Jones funeral? And they go, okay? And Tanya Tucker. And here it is. I mean, she's got 4 clean towels. I mean, she's got her rates here on.
I don't want to hear her rates. There ain't no sponsor on here. That's enough.
Mirabella. So that's Mirabella Genesee.
Oh.
Tanya Tucker. You know what, Jackie? Don't be so judgmental. When something horrible happens, like the George Jones funeral or Pearl Harbor, the nation just goes into this sort of shell-shocked, just needing a hug sort of trance.
All right.
Where you just kind of wander the streets looking to make connections and connect with your fellow Americans and make a difference in their life. And you make a difference. They make a difference in your life. And if you got the 4 towels and you're in the Opry House parking lot with a Tanya Tucker impersonator.
Oh.
It's about healing.
All right, enough. I'm done.
I know I did not have 4 towels with me. Birdman. So we support you, Tea Party, in your ongoing battle with the IRS.
Yeah.
Just like we support Wesley Snipes.
Well, I don't know about that one, but...
Which brings us to our sponsor this week.
I am.
We like to get $25 from sponsors, approved sponsors, people we know in the neighborhood and in the city, and they give us $25.
Yeah,
and we
helps
talk
us.
about their
Helps
helps
us.
keep the lights
Keep
on,
this
and
Also helps y'all go on there. That what is it? iTunes, whatever, rate it.
iTunes. Go on to iTunes and rate, review it,
Yeah,
rate it, download it, subscribe.
all these little things. Evidently, help keep this going.
Well, honestly, $25 is nice.
Well, yeah, that's better.
When we get a good sponsor like we got this week. TaxWiz. All this going on in the news
Yes, sir.
about the IRS
Yep.
and them targeting tax Tea Party patriot groups, hassling them, harassing them. Then they come out and they apologize.
Apologize. Yeah, right.
Like that's going to make it better.
Yep.
When has an apology ever made anything better?
We ain't even got that much out of Obama for Benghazi.
Benghazi, the IRS, Obama. There's so much for this country to apologize for.
Yep. Well, not the country.
Well, the half.
Well, okay, I'll give you that.
The bad half.
Yeah.
But this is for the good half.
Yes,
The good
sir.
half that says when the IRS apologizes to me, I don't want to accept it. How can I not accept this apology? Well, I know exactly who you need to talk to. Oh, Dom Podge.
Yes,
he
sir.
runs TaxWiz right off the square down there in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. One of our friends, neighbors, longtime sponsor. His motto is it's all legal. He knows all the ins and outs of tax code and tax policy. He is a minister. He still runs that church in the Burger Queen parking lot.
Yeah.
That empty space nobody ever did anything with.
He's still doing that, yeah.
He is an accountant
Yes, sir. Yeah, he knows, yeah.
and a militiaman. Short Mountain Militia.
Knows a little more than most people.
That's who you want when the IRS comes to you to apologize.
And that now, so if you're here in Murfreesboro and you've got a little startup nonprofit Tea Party organization, which how many we got around here, would you say?
4,000 or 5,000?
Something like that. There's a different one every day. So I just another reason it's hard to know exactly where to lend your support. Just I give it to them all in general. But yeah, there's
Yeah, when you say Tea Party, it's kind of like saying I go to the Pentecostal church. Well,
Yeah.
which one?
Yeah.
Because they all fighting.
Right. But all these people, they've all been apologized to. All these little startup Tea Party nonprofit groups. IRS come out and told them that they're awful sorry. But here's the thing, see, you do not have to accept that apology.
Legally, you are not required to accept that apology.
Nope.
So if you come down to Don Podge, TaxWiz, he will bring all your receipts. That's important too. Bring your receipts. It's always good. Every time you go see Don Podge, just bring your receipts. You go down to office Staples. Go down to Staples and get you one of them like accordion files. Just get in the habit of just sticking your receipts at the end of the day, maybe once a week. You clean out your wallet or your purse, just putting them in there. Write Don Podge on the side. Anytime you go down and see Don Podge, whatever you're mad about, even if you just are wondering about hiding out on the compound, maybe somebody's after you, just go down there, but take your receipts with you. And then you'll lay them all out on the table, and Don Podge will say, you know what? You don't have to accept their apology. And he will give you a framed, the certificate says, I do not accept your apology.
The frame is a little extra. It ain't
The
much.
frame is $15 extra.
Yeah.
But the certificate is free.
Yep.
He will consult with you. But the thing is, he will make sure that you really don't want to accept it. Because legally, when they get you in court and they get your hand on the Bible,
Yeah.
and they trip you up, them Obama lawyers. Eric
Absolutely.
Holder in there. He knows just how. Like, are you sure you don't want to accept our apology?
Yeah.
And you go, I don't. Are you perjuring yourself, Mr.
Right.
or Mrs. Freedom Lover?
You don't want to find yourself in that situation.
No. So go down to Don Podge, get the certificate. $15 extra for the frame. Hang it up on the wall. It makes it look nice.
Oh, yeah.
That way, if the IRS brown shirts bust down your door, say, we demand you accept our apology. You say, look here, you son of a bitch. Right on the wall.
I went and saw John Podge.
You can take that to the bank.
Yep. So, yeah, that's about as good a sponsor you could have.
Old Don Podge.
My sponsor this week, I got a good one. It's kind of a bittersweet, but it's a big going out of business sale.
Oh, no.
Yeah, well, but the deals, you can't pass this up. It's going out of business sale. Little Helens, and from what I understand, it says here, let's say everything's 75% off, going out of business sale. And it says here, 80% off on trade-ins. So get on down to Little Helen's. Sad to see them go, but make sure you take advantage of this great sale going on down there. So going out of business sale. So yeah.
What is Little Helen's again? Why don't you tell the listening audience what?
It's a place of business. Don't you start again. It's a fine establishment, a place of business that unfortunately in this economy, what Obama has done to this country is going under, and they're trying to make the best out of it and try to help the consumer as well as themselves get through this terrible time. Little Helen's is having a going out of business sale. And that's all you need to know. That's it.
Normally, I would agree with you that any business going under bound to be Obama's fault.
Sign of the times. Yes, sir.
I mean, you can walk down the street, see that in every corner.
Boarding them up left and right.
In this case, I might suggest that the reason Little Helen's is going out of business is because nobody knows what the fuck they do.
Oh, hell, watch your mouth. Don't start. You don't know because you've never been down there. That's why you don't know. Nobody went down there.
Because nobody knows what's down there.
Well, it seems like it'd make you curious to see what it is. It ain't but a little trip. Just go drive down there and see what the hell it is. And while you're at it, get a hell of a deal at the going out of business sale.
Let me just recap
for
our listeners.
Don't
First
start
time
again.
Little Helen's was on the show, Jackie, at the request of Big Helen, who's
personal friend of my family. I've known her come to the store for years. I know Big Helen. Goes to the same church. I know her all my life.
You don't know Little Helen.
I don't know Little Helen, but if she's a friend of Big Helen, she's a friend of mine. And we're supposed to take $25 and have for a sponsor.
We didn't know what Little Helen was.
Well, if Big Helen said is a fine establishment, there's no reason for me to doubt it. She had nothing but fine things to say about Little Helen and her store, market, whatever it is.
Could be a restaurant.
It may be a restaurant. It could be. And she gave me $25. All I was supposed to do is tell people about it, and I did.
Second time Little Helen's was sponsored, she had a coupon.
Had some coupons in the paper.
Said,
would you give me $25? Let people know about that, and I sure did.
Coupons, no real information about what happens at Little Helen's.
Big Helen come in the store last week, gave me $25, said, Jackie, I'm sorry. It's the last time I'm going to be do this, but would you help us out one more time? And I'm happy to do it. That tears in her eyes. Bless her heart. Big Helen loved Little Helen to death.
I ain't questioning Big Helen's love for Little Helen.
Well,
I'm questioning maybe the marketing strategy.
Oh, hell, it's going out of business, so you ain't got to worry about it anyway. You probably over there dancing a jig about it. Just as pleased as could be. That place I don't know nothing about is going out of business. Good for them. Well, to hell with you.
Well, you talk about like it's a wonderful curiosity. Oh, it's wonderful. What could it be? What about the darker side of curiosity?
Oh, hell, it ain't nothing. What is Big Helen going to be mixed up with anything in a satanic arts for? You said ain't tired of it's devil stuff. Ain't got nothing to do with no devil stuff. They don't.
I didn't even say devil stuff this time, but you don't know what it is, and your mind automatically goes to it's devil stuff they're selling.
If they ain't selling
it's
any devil stuff.
Pentagrams and candelabras.
Enough. They give me $25. They're going out of business. Ain't you happy enough? Why they got to run their name in the ground for with all this devil
stuff? It could be weird motorized.
Helen, they going to tell me to
maybe
do
that's
an
why she
advertisement
didn't
for
tell
no
you.
sex stuff store.
She never told you what it was because she's
I know that
ashamed.
woman all my life. She ain't going to have nothing to do with any of that.
Maybe she's Little Helen's AA sponsor.
Oh,
and Little Helen, like,
she ain't in none of that. She don't drink. Just let it go. They're out of business. Be happy. Be happy. You don't have to talk about it anymore. Just
I want to be happy.
Be
but
happy with yourself.
It's going to close down, and I will never have known.
75% off
Somebody
everything going out of business sale, and 80% off on trade-ins.
Go
so
down
if you
there.
Go trade in, take it down there,
What
trade
are
it
you
in.
going to trade?
I don't know. It says right here, 80% off on trade-ins.
What do you even take down there?
I-
Is there a phone number to call?
Enough.
Are they in the yellow pages?
I'm sorry. I'm going to give his $25 back to him. My Lord knows that they need it more than we do.
Well, when you go down there to do it, see what the hell they got on the shelves.
All right.
Or in the kitchen.
All right, enough. I want to hear about it. Ask me. Could that be a sponsor? I said, yes. I took the money, and I did what I was told to do. I'll give them money back because you did nothing on here but run them down.
Trade-ins? Well, you just load up your car with everything. You'd have to take your mobile home down there. How would you even know what to... Oh,
all right.
There's no tax whiz. Can you imagine if you were one of them Tea Party groups? What if they were asking you a bunch of questions like this when you were filling out your paperwork? What if some of the questions you had to answer are, who's next after Biden if, to become vice president? I wouldn't know.
I wouldn't either.
I hope they know. I know they're always like Constitution this, Constitution that, so they probably know that.
Yeah, Tea Party's no Constitution. Well, most of them.
If they don't know it, they got one.
They either got one in the pocket or they got a good buddy they know to call on the phone and get the answer like that.
Or get on Facebook, in a Facebook group like Constitution Friends.
Yeah.
Say, hey, what happens here? Now, the weird thing is a lot of times people have their own interpretation of the Constitution, which may not be exactly what most other people would say those words mean.
Wow.
They could say, well, this says it, but that means, let's just say Tax Whiz. Our friends at Tax Whiz.
Oh, yeah, old Don Podge. Yeah.
No, Don Podge, Tax Whiz. He's one of our sponsors this week.
Let's
true. Just go on into this. Now, Tax Whiz, he says, Don Podge says, you don't have to pay no taxes at all.
Yeah.
He says the real scandal of this is that there's Tea Party groups filling out IRS paperwork.
Absolutely. He's right there. Yeah.
He says they should have wadded up that paperwork, drove over to Cincinnati, knocked on the front door of the IRS, and throwed it in their face. But they didn't, so he questions whether they're real patriots or Tea Partiers in the first place.
Yeah.
He says, they made their bed. They want to get in bed with the IRS. You know what you get when you get in bed with the IRS? Fucked.
Hey.
So, Don Podge's words, not mine.
All right.
He's a minister.
He's a good man, but
he's a minister.
I didn't think a minister would be using that. Yeah.
He is a militiaman and an accountant. That's who you want doing your taxes.
Well.
So after he curses, he has to go into the prayer closet and do a whole rigmarole because he's a minister at one of them weird churches.
As long as he's making amends for it.
He makes amends, but he just gets so worked up.
Don't mean
he was in the military. Preachers that were in the military, they're a little rough around the edges.
Well,
But he says that they made their beds and they need to lie in it, wallow in it. He has no sympathy for them. Because according to Don Podge, the Constitution says you do not have to pay tax 1 cent, $1. And he says you want to come down there, he will show you how to do it.
He knows.
Because I went to him because I had a good plan. My plan was to set up one of them tax-exempt things where we would do 51% teaching, going to city councils and teaching, lobbying about the importance of teaching CPR to school children.
Yeah.
And then the other 49% of the time, we would be advocating violent overthrow of the country. And the name of the group was going to be called Fuck Obama.
Hey.
Because I figure I get some of that good tax-exempt money. And it doesn't matter what we call it, because there's no way they ain't going to let it pass now. Obama up there apologizing like, this makes me sick. This is horrible, a horrible thing that could have, I don't see how this could have. He's up there. There's no way you could have, overthrow America. Let's get rid of Obama. You name your organization. We are going to do political things 100% of the time, and you would still get this tax-exempt status in like a week, probably. So I want to start one of these organizations. So I went to Don Podge, but see, he doesn't think you need to start an organization because he says the government is not allowed to have any of your taxes
To begin with.
Yeah. So he gave us $25 this week. He says, you come on down here to Tax Whiz, right off the square in Murfreesboro.
Yeah.
And he's trying to educate. And he said their slogan used to be called "It's all legal."
Yeah.
He's changed it to "We were right all along."
Yeah.
Because this is what the IRS, they've shown their true selves to be those jackbooted. IRS, so it's more like comfortable orthopedic shoe.
Yeah.
Thugs
Same.
who use information to strip you of your rights.
Absolutely.
It's not even about the money. It's more about the intimidation.
Intimidation, humiliation. It's Obama just trying to put everybody in their place. And their place is at the bottom of his feet, puckered up.
So Don Podge says, he says, this is the perfect time to come down while you're mad at the IRS and terrified. Come down and get one of his certificates. What he'll do is he will get all your receipts, all your records, get it all together, get it in a bag.
Make sure you take them all down there, too.
Put them in a big garbage bag, however many receipts you got. Take them all down there. What he's going to do, he's going to spread them out. He's going to look at them. And then he's going to, this week, he started throwing them all in the fireplace. Now, it's spring, it's getting warm, but what he'll still do is a ritualistic lighting up the fireplace, throwing all your receipts in there, because he says, we are free of them, and I ain't scared of you.
Well,
he says, I ain't scared of you, IRS. He said he's a minister, too, so he used to, I ain't scared of you, devil. That used to be one of his most popular sermons, hopping around. I ain't scared of you, devil.
Oh, yeah.
So what he's done is he's adapted it to the IRS. So what he does is he takes all your receipts, he, kind of glances over where you're at financially, throws it in the fireplace, gives you a certificate. It says, I ain't afraid of you, IRS. You hang that over your mantle, on your front door.
Yep.
Wherever you think the IRS is spying on you at the most. Bathroom, probably where you pray.
Yeah.
Hang that sign there. And that is all free. That is his service to you as two fellow freedom-loving, patriotic Americans. But $15 for a frame.
If you want to frame it, yeah, put it in a frame.
Which you should, because that just
It
proves the
lasts longer.
IRS.
It looks nice. Yeah, it did.
Yeah,
Thanks.
it proves that you went the extra mile
Yeah.
to the IRS when they come, because they may think twice. They may go, well, he got the frame.
Yeah.
Imagine the IRS showing up on your door, and they see that frame, and they go, you know what? Let's just go to the next house.
Yeah. They know you mean business.
Because if you got it unframed, they'd be like, oh, yeah, you ain't scared of us? Kick his door down. New Black Panther Party comrades.
Yeah. Pitiful. Pitiful.
So that's Tax Wiz, Dom Podge, old Dom Podge, right off the square, Tax Wiz. We were right all along.
That's our sponsor this week, yeah.
Did you get a sponsor this week, Jackie?
I'll be honest, I didn't get one. I was too busy just enjoying this. Had a lot of gloating to do. A lot of people laugh in the face. I too busy doing that.
Who'd you laugh in the face of?
Oh, you know what? Ben, mailman,
All right.
come in there all the time. Always mouthing off if Fox is on, this or that.
Can't stand that Fox, he
Can't stand
says.
it.
Where's he from? Minneapolis?
Somewhere, yeah.
He ain't from around here.
No, he ain't. He live here now, but he ain't, no.
Oh, I hate that Fox.
Yeah, he got that talk like that's what he does pretty good. Yeah, so
Oh.
I got old mailman Ben's face just laughing. And I don't watch Fox all the time because I get tired of it too. I mean,
Yeah, it's obnoxious.
Yeah.
You want Hannity in your ear?
I agree with it, but I ain't got to hear it screamed at me.
If a scientist injected a mosquito so that it became a huge, fat-faced, 6'5" man, his voice would sound exactly like Hannity's.
Yeah,
Just
what
in
it
your ear,
makes
just
something
buzzing. Constantly.
That's pretty much what it's like to me anyway. Yeah.
He's a hero.
Well, he means well, and I like this week I kept it on Fox, because just to enjoy it. It's like you watching it with friends you don't want to spend time with all the time, but it's nice to see them happy for a change.
I don't like when the press got mad, because the press started getting mad about them taking the AP phone numbers. So the press started waking up, and now, they're mad now. Well, where were you 6 years ago?
Yeah.
You gonna be mad now? I don't want your anger on my behalf.
They didn't think he was coming after them too.
Oh, see?
Yeah.
See? They came for the Tea Party, and I said nothing and made them fill out paperwork.
Yep.
Then they came with all them Benghazi emails. And still I said nothing because I didn't know what they were talking about.
I didn't know what an email is, really. Yeah.
And then they came for the press's phone numbers, and they get all like, oh, First Amendment or whatever. And I'm like, fuck you. Why?
Yeah. Hey,
what about me?
Yeah.
I don't have the president I wanted.
Yep.
Why aren't you mad about that? Everybody's selfish.
Yeah, they are. They are selfish. Well, I hope radical Muslim extremists don't mind us still having sponsors, because we got a couple.
Yep, we sure do. We got some good sponsors this
Good.
week, some old sponsors.
Come back, always happy to have them. Anytime they want to support us, $25, we're happy to mention them on here. And
All it takes to sponsor us is $25. And
Yep.
I know with Obama running this country in the ground, sometimes it's hard to come up with $20.
Well, yeah.
But $20 ain't going to get you nowhere with us. You need that other $5.
Just that $5.
$25
Yeah.
is what it takes to sponsor our podcast.
Well, yeah. And we got a good sponsor. Like I said, it's nice to have that $25, but it's also nice to talk about a great product, a great establishment, a great restaurant, and that's Wet Breads.
Wet Breads.
Oh, delicious. You like your bread wet? You won't get down to Wet Breads. They're delicious. It's right off a square. Can't miss it.
Right off the square, Murfreesboro, Tennessee. I swear, I think their bread is getting wetter.
Hey, every time I go, it seems like it gets wetter and wetter, and the wetter it gets, the better it gets, as far as I'm concerned.
The wetter, the better.
Yes, sir.
You can wring out water almost. It's almost like you could take the bread off your sandwich.
I've done it before.
What?
I've crunched it up, piece of that bread in my hand, and held a cup underneath it, and just turned it back. Delicious.
And you drank that bread juice.
I read every bit of it. Bread juice, yeah, broth, whatever it is. They put in it.
I've fantasized about it, but I never
Just
thought you
do
could
it in there. They encourage it.
You just sopping wet.
Well, that's why everybody gets a little tray underneath it. If you eat one of their wet bread sandwiches, it's going to be a mess.
That's
I
where
mean,
the excess moisture goes.
There it goes, yeah.
In the draining tray.
And you save that, turn it up. Don't be throwing that out in the trash with the rest of it.
I don't like wet bread usually. I mean, nobody does. You go to, like, say, Crystal, and, that condensation, I guess it's...
Oh, this ain't condensation.
No,
This is
I
just,
mean, there may be some condensation combined with something
whatever it is, it's
Just-
wet.
it
There's
is-
no doubt about that.
You
and
walk
it's
out
good.
a sack of 2 wet breads, it's heavy. It is heavy because it's full of moisture. And you almost need, if you're having a party and everybody's getting a wet breads,
You need 4 or 5 fellas to tote that.
you got to get a wheelbarrow or
Yeah.
something to take it out to the car.
And they do cater. You see it all around.
Oh.
The college down there, MTSU down there, all them dorm rooms and stuff. You see, just they eating all that wet bread.
Kids are going wet breads crazy, and this, as far as I know, is the only one. But I was talking to them down there and saying, y'all gonna open up any more wet breads? And they said, well, the demand for this wet bread is just so great
Yeah.
that we can't imagine that we're gonna be able to keep up with the customers here. We're thinking about going over to Blackman area and over maybe Smyrna. They think
yeah.
about off I-24. And who knows? I mean, fortune favors the bold, and in this case, fortune favors the wet.
Yeah, wet bread's it's delicious. That bread, it's wet. I mean, you're right. It's getting wetter. It's just as wet as you can be, and delicious.
It's like if you went outside in the rain and then jumped in a creek, and then you took your socks off, and they were just soaked, and you put them in a plastic bag, and then you poured some form of liquid over that, and then you would carry around this bag. And then,
It don't taste like socks. What do you
no,
mean
I ain't saying it
take your
tastes
socks?
like it, but what I'm saying is I'm trying to describe for our listeners who may not have been to wet breads how wet it is. So if you carry kind of like a plastic Kroger bag full of like rainwater and creek water, and with your socks in it,
Why
carrying that
you
around,
it
and
ain't
then you take
socks,
your
it's-
socks out, and
it
if your
ain't-
socks were bread and you put them in your mouth, that's close, but not quite.
You making it sound unappetizing when you say socks.
Well, I
people
shouldn't
don't
have
want
brought-
to eat their socks. People like bread. Everybody likes bread.
Nobody likes wet socks.
No.
Everybody likes wet breads.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Wet breads is about the most delicious and wettest breads you can find.
If it ain't the wettest, I'd like to see who's got wetter bread.
I'd like to see that challenge. I'd like to see somebody try to get their bread as wet as wet breads.
Oh, and if they succeed, then I guess we're all winners because there's a wetter bread than wet breads. So I don't know. I just can't even get my head around that. I don't like wet bread. I don't want to open up a loaf of bunny bread and dunk it in something or slide it around the
It
sink.
ain't like that. They make it. They do something to it. I
Something-
mean, besides getting it wet, that makes it like it's the best tasting thing you've ever put in your mouth.
Maybe they infuse it with something.
Hell, I don't know.
If they get it wet, it's just wet. It stays wet, never dries out.
It's always wet enough. It's never like this is too wet, and it's never like this could be a little wetter because it's always wet. I mean, you couldn't imagine it being wetter like you were saying earlier, but it's delicious.
Yeah, so, well, I mean, business is booming, so they don't need us.
Well, we're happy to have them as a sponsor.
We'll take that money.
Yes, sir. Right now, like you said, they're talking about branching out. Right now, people driving down from Smyrna and those places to get down here to get that wet bread.
To get the wet bread.
They can't imagine seeing. There ain't no bread in a 30-mile radius of them that's as wet as wet breads.
Mm-mm.
You're not gonna find it.
Mm-mm. It ain't out there.
No.
Well, that's a good sponsor,
Yes,
Jackie.
sir. Wet breads. Yeah.
I'm always happy to hear from wet breads and
Dripping wet. Just
it's just almost like it's oozing out. It's just like
you can't describe it. Just get down there and get you a bite of that wet bread in your mouth.
sopping, dripping.
Mush kind of. I don't
oozing.
know. It doesn't sound appetizing when you say it like that.
No.
That's what's
Say
strange
it's
about it,
oozing
but
bread. Your bread's
It's,
oozing.
it's one of those things you really can't describe. Your mind can't fathom how wet it is. Get down there and get you some wet breads
And bring a napkin and put it on your shirt. I mean,
you're gonna need
the sound when you bite into it, it's like when you wring a sponge out on a metal sink, because there's that much water when you bite into that bread, and that's why they got that dripping tray, and that's where all the excess.
and don't waste that. Turn that up. Get that bread with all that moisture left over.
What a lot of
Don't
people
let
do
it
is
go
they get a
waste.
to-go cup and they take it home when
Yep.
they regular dry bread,
Yeah,
and they put that in there, and it's kind of the magic. It's not.
not the same thing.
It's
huh?
not the same thing.
No,
It's-
sir.
You
No.
got to get that fresh out of the whatever it comes out of. I don't guess it's an oven.
It can't be. It's warm, but it ain't. It's hard to describe. It really is. I
Maybe
don't
a
know.
warm, bath.
Yeah.
It ain't like you take a French dip sandwich and dip it in there.
No, it ain't nothing like that at all.
No.
It's just wet. I mean, this got to be some sort of juice, broth. I don't know what it is. It's delicious. Get down there. It's our sponsor this week. Wet breads.
Wet breads.
Won't find any better. Won't find any wetter.
That's wet breads.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Well, I got a good sponsor this week, too, Jackie. Yeah,
Yeah.
give me $25. It's kind of under unfortunate circumstances
Oh.
because, as most people know, the great member of the Doors, Ray Manzarek, passed away earlier
Oh.
this week. Ray Manzarek of the Doors.
I can't even say it, man.
Manzarek or Manzarek. I heard somebody say Manzarek. I like to say Manzarek.
Yeah.
He belongs to us now, so I can say it any way I want to.
Well, the Doors.
The Doors, the
That's
famous.
old hippie. Yeah, Vietnam. Yeah. That's what they listen to over there when they.
Yep, in every movie they listen to the Doors in Vietnam,
Oh yeah.
and I guess in Vietnam they listen to the Doors too. I
Well,
mean, I
yeah.
guess they really did listen to the Doors.
Like when it happened. That's why they do the movie about it. Yeah.
You like the Doors? You like that kind of
I
music?
sound like a bunch of no. I don't. That's just me. Sorry, he passed on, but I ain't gonna miss him.
They're one of the greatest. They're right up. They're right under the Beatles.
What?
I mean,
I don't care for them much either, but at least Beatles, cute, whatever, funny.
What-
At least funny,
when you
when they
think
walk.
about the. Yeah, they are funny. Yeah, you're right.
Beatles funny. I mean, I get tired of hearing it over and over again, but like you see them on movie, funny show, whatever, they yeah. tell jokes.
So the Beatles to you are like Alan Sherman. They just fun. They
well,
do
I
the
like
funny
him
little
too.
songs.
Yeah, but they funny. They tell stories. Sound funny when they talk.
You
Yeah, the
remember
Beatles funny.
they got real hippie, and John Lennon was
By
like
then,
in
with
bed.
nobody paying attention by then. I'm talking about when they was good.
Al Cap was real mad at him. I think people still paid attention to them, though, Jackie. I don't think they ever
Well,
stopped.
I didn't. I never did.
So you lost interest when they stopped walking sped up.
Well, yeah, like, pretty much. Yeah.
That's the best thing about the Beatles to you.
Well, the music
Is
just
their
got
walk.
noisier and crazier. It didn't make no sense, and then they weren't funny no more. Not the way it's supposed to be.
You're right. They didn't. They stopped being funny.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, I'll tell you this. Still a lot funnier than the Doors.
Well, yeah, nothing funny about that at all. That's the Vietnam, like you said. That's what they listen to over there when they kill people. They music helped them or whatever. I don't know why they listen to that. I don't.
Helped ease them into sort of that
I tell you,
murderous
if
trance.
if we, some people have their own opinion about that war this way or another. I ain't gonna get in all that. I always support troops, no matter what what circumstances they're under. But if there wasn't no Vietnam, nobody listen to that mess.
No, you're right.
I don't think if we'd never gone
No.
to Vietnam, I don't know who'd be listening to that. I mean, that's just my opinion. I know people like it. People went Vietnam, bless their hearts, and they like it.
What's your favorite Vietnam movie?
Oh hell, I don't know.
Air America.
That's good enough like that one. That's old Mel Gibson, yeah.
What's your favorite scene from a Vietnam movie with a
I
Doors
don't-
song in it?
I don't know. Green Berets didn't have any damn Doors songs in it.
No, he would have.
No. I mean, that one, I like that one, Green Berets.
I never seen the Green Berets. What kind of music is in the Green Berets?
Hey, it was our #1 hit on the radio.
Before I was, that song, yeah.
Silver wings up on their chest. Yeah.
Is that the only song in it?
Yeah, what, you need another one? That's a #1 hit. It's a famous song. Or you want more? Let them. They're lucky you got one.
Does John Wayne go to like a hippie freak out and kick some ass or anything?
Hell.
And they're playing the Doors?
No, they didn't do none of that. No.
What happens in the Green Berets?
They just, do the duty.
And like, well, we did a good job today. America's okay.
Well.
The end.
The servicemen are okay, yeah.
The thing about the Green Berets. I don't know the words.
It's been a while since I know it. I can't remember all the words to it.
They sung it on Cheers once, I think.
Yeah. That song good, too. I like that song. Cheers song.
Yeah, that's a good song,
Yeah.
too.
Everybody know his name. Yeah.
I wonder if anybody was listening to Cheers, singing a Cheers song to get into sort of that soldier mind state.
No, cheer songs for when you just sitting at the bar. Cheer song just drinking song.
But, I mean, there could be that maybe it putting you in mind of home and like you'd want to defend your home, where everybody knows your name. I got to kill these people.
You're too busy drinking to be worried about all that mess.
Yeah, just like some good, like, Anthrax.
What?
Metallica.
Wait.
That's what I'd listen to. If I was going off to war, I'd have to make sure before I even signed up. And they still after me, but they call me every once in a while trying to get me signed up still. And
Oh, hell.
I'd say, well, I got a couple of playlists and they're non-negotiable, and there may be some stuff that may not be Army issue.
All right.
And they say, it really doesn't matter what you listen to. And I say, you know what? That sounds like you're going to pull the rug out from under me.
All right.
I want to listen to my Metallica. Maybe you can't get your head around Metallica. Maybe you're too corporate Army. I'm kind of a rebel Army man.
All right.
Soldier.
Army ain't going to take you one way or the other, no matter what you listen to.
What were we talking about?
I don't know.
Sponsors
Yeah,
this
the
week.
sponsor.
So Ray Manzarek passed away. The
Who?
Doors,
Oh, yeah.
one of the greatest bands of all time. Up until Oliver Stone made his movie, then people kind of stopped caring about them or putting them in any kind of critical canon. But now, with Ray Manzarek gone, the good folks over at Wizard Beards,
Oh, yeah.
Murfreesboro's premier head shop, right off the square there,
Hippie store, yeah.
the hippie store, they got bongs or pipes, water pipes, and tobacco bongs.
I don't like that being a sponsor. I don't want to support
Beads.
young people doing those things. I don't like.
And blacklight posters.
All right.
And what they did at Wizard Beards was when Ray passed away, they said, well, we're going to order all these Ray Manzarek posters because they thought there was going to be a run on them. Well, there was not a run on Ray Manzarek posters, so they're having a special to get rid of all these posters, these Ray Manzarek posters. Jackie, I brought a couple of them in here.
Right.
Now, this special...
That's the guy who died there.
Yep. Now this is they ordered these two They ordered this one. This is kind of Ray Manzarek just sitting there. There's an organ in the background. It'd probably been better if he was sitting at the organ
Wearing sunglasses, yeah.
playing it. It's not a blacklight poster. It's just kind of black and white. It's a strange size, hard to frame. But that is Ray Manzarek poster A,
Yeah.
and this is B.
Was he in outer space? What is
He's
that?
in outer space, floating on a rainbow.
Ain't no
There's the
rainbow
stars.
in space.
You see
I
the
don't-
space, and then he's kind of on a rainbow platform in
Sitting off.
space, kind of like Thor,
Sitting cross-legged.
sitting cross-legged on there. And these are all signed.
Signed?
Every one of them signed and numbered. And they are
By who? Who signed? He's dead. What are you saying?
No, he signed these. They come signed.
Oh.
He signed a lot of posters in his time, and you can get them now. They're selling these like their asking price at first was $13, and now it's down to like $3. So that's like a $10 discount.
If you won't put that, I don't know where you'd put that.
Well, you put it in your garage, or I
would
don't
put-
know. People still like Adores. There's people that
Yeah,
like
but
Adores.
people have been. I didn't like pictures of hippies back in the '60s. What do you think I'm gonna look at one now for?
Well, there's a lot of kids that wish they was hippies, but I don't know
Yeah.
why, because
Yeah.
pot's better now, and
They don't know any
you don't
better.
get drafted. So
Yeah,
really, now's the time to be a kid smoking pot and going to Wizard Beards.
Nobody
That's
needs
Wizard
to be doing
Beards.
that. I feel uncomfortable, and it don't make no sense. A store like that's legal. He can stay open legal, but if you walk out of there with anything, they arrest you. That don't make a damn bit of sense to me. Never has.
Well, I'm just glad Ray Manzarek ain't around to see our confused drug laws in this nation.
Yeah.
He's real good. He's probably the best one of the Doors.
I don't know one from the other.
You know Jim Morrison, he was a singer.
You got a poster of him. Otherwise,
No.
I don't. Well, I don't know.
I don't. They got some at Wizard Beards, but he's got the. You saw that movie, The Doors, right? You saw the Doors movie.
Why
Didn't
the
you go?
hell would I watch that? I ain't gonna watch
It's
that.
funny.
Now, I guess I'm missing out.
Jim Morrison, he died a long time ago.
Well, you said Oliver Stone. I wouldn't watch nothing Oliver Stone. Besides Platoon, I guess. Platoon's good. That's the only thing.
You like Platoon?
Platoon's good, yeah.
You like Any Given Sunday?
Well, that's football, yeah.
You
I
like
like
U-Turn? That's funny. Bit about
Yeah.
Thornton real
Yeah,
fat.
A little too much for me, but yeah, it's all right. All right, I like a few of his.
But him personally,
No, sir, no. Made that after he made that Bush movie. I ain't never gonna. No, sir.
nope. He's dead to us.
Yep.
Because that movie he could have done a lot of great. He could have really.
He had an opportunity to do something good, but not in his hands. No, sir.
Nope. Hell, Kyle MacLachlan played Ray Manzarek in the Doors movie.
Who?
Kyle MacLachlan.
I don't know him. Don't
Remember-
know who he played.
Remember
None of it-
Twin Peaks?
No, I don't.
Twin Peaks, that real weird show, midget dancing.
Vaguely, I don't know. I
Eat
didn't watch
pie.
it. It's probably something you put on down here and made you turn off. Hell, I don't know.
Oh, that would happen all the time. We'd come in, hey Jackie, we're gonna watch Twin Peaks. It's a trip, man. We'd be high, It's going to freak us
All
out.
right.
And they turn it on, and it'd be like us kids, high school kids, stealing beer high, trying to watch Twin Peaks here in the store. And like all the old rednecks get mad and be like, turn that shit off.
I
It
ain't
don't
gonna
make no
listen to it.
sense.
And most of it didn't.
They like coffee that much.
You know what we watch on here? We don't watch Antiques Roadshow. We watch Star Trek.
Uh-huh.
That's about it, really.
And Fox News, turn
Well,
around.
if it's on, not all of it. Some of it we watch during the day. If something happens, in the news, you got to flip it on there.
Joy Behar.
Well, she's gone now. Don't watch that no more.
It'd be funny if I had some Joy Behar posters at Wizard Beards. You'd go in there.
Oh,
then,
hell, they ain't going to have
you
no
put them
trouble.
right above your bed.
All right, enough. I ain't going to listen to that.
That's Wizard Beards. Get your Ray Manzarek posters, $3. Rest in peace, Ray. Sorry you had to be in a band with Jim Morrison.
Yeah. Are you saying a prayer or not?
Oh, hey, Jesus, if you're still there, thanks for all that. And I guess we'll catch you next week. I hope you still listen to our podcast and enjoying it.
Jesus, we are going to tag team here. Jesus, I want to thank you for our sponsor this week, Coley's Snack Food. Get your message out there, Bible page in every bag. If Coley's did a commercial, had a black daddy, white mama, mixed baby, they wouldn't mind at all. They want all colors, and everybody enjoy their delicious
Eat
snack
their food.
Yeah,
Well, they got Coleos.
Coleos is like Cheerios. Yeah,
Their breakfast cereal, Coleos, that's pretty good.
I think he on a bag, on a new bag. He's even like, I think he's like an Asian man and a Indian woman. Like yeah.
That's an interesting pairing.
Well,
Let me think about that for a second.
reaching out to the Mormons on that one, I guess. I don't.
You mean Indian, like American Indian?
American squaw.
You wouldn't say, I don't think you would say squaw.
That's what they said back in there. I didn't mean it that way. That's what I learned from John Wayne movies. I'm sorry. I didn't mean nothing offensive. Whatever you're supposed to call Indian woman. Not the kind from, over yonder. One here.
Born and bred right here.
Reservation.
Well, maybe if they taught more John Wayne in schools, there wouldn't be as many kids in the prisons or whatever.
Wow.
What is that? Jesus, the thing is like, well, if they let kids read the Bible in school, you can read the Bible in prison, but you can't read the Bible in school. And maybe if they let you read the Bible in school, more kids wouldn't go to prison. I seen that on Facebook. But I was trying to make it about John Wayne because you can learn a lot from John Wayne movies, like how to kick a dog.
Yeah.
So that's Coleos, Jesus. Good for your heart. Delicious, not racist.
Bible page in every bag.
Bible
not
page
racist
in
at
every
all.
bag.
No.
And that's the best time to read something. It's when you're eating a bowl of cereal.
Oh, yeah.
So you can just reach in, dig around, get your little arm hairs in that bag, find that Bible page, pull it out, read you some good, wholesome Bible.
That's how you want to start your day. Coleos and Bible.
Coleos, delicious Coleos.
No matter what color you are, what color your wife is, or what kind of baby you got.
And we also want to thank our other sponsor this week, Wet Breads. That's another place here at Murfreesboro, right off the square. They don't care what race you are and what race you're married to or had a baby with and intermingled and what kind of skin tone that baby comes out with. It does not matter. You are welcome at Wet Breads.
All
Jesus,
they
dear
want
Lord.
to do is wet your palate, wet that mouth.
Get some good, and this is how far they're pushing it, Jackie.
Yeah.
This is how far they've taken it, and it's their most popular product they've introduced since they opened up with the wet, because the bread just keeps getting wetter and wetter, and now they've got mush, they're calling it.
Wow.
So instead of a delicious wet bread sandwich with that good sopping wet bread,
It's wet. Yeah.
it is as wet as it could possibly be.
Delicious, oh, delicious.
You're like, how could this be any wetter? Well, this bread is so wet, it's kind of just like a bread paste. So what they do is they have like these big kind of spreading sticks, and they fix your sandwich up like meat, lettuce, tomato, whatever you want on there, cheese, and get it good and hot for you. And they take that spread stick, and get it down that bread mush,
Yeah.
and just slop it on the top and the bottom. Put that in a bag. And there's your dinner.
I ain't
People
had
love
that
it.
yet.
It's redefining the boundaries of what we mean when we say wet bread.
Yeah. Word moist don't even come up.
No, this is just.
And that if you go there, don't even try to say that word.
They'll send you to moist breads.
Yeah.
Which is sort of for people like if you go to like a Indian over yonder Indian restaurant, you're
Right.
like, I just want a mild, and they kind of look at you like that's the look you get if you go into wet bread. You say just damp.
Yeah.
Can I just get a damp bread?
They don't make it.
No,
ain't
no,
gonna get it
they're blowing minds over there with how wet this bread has got.
Yeah.
So and you may want to take what you may want to do is get you one of them to-go things of this mush, bread mush, and you can make your own sandwiches at home. Just get you some like Carl Budig and just glop out that mush on there and put it on the top. Just kind of get you a good smear.
If it's coming from wet breads, it'll make it taste better. Don't matter.
Oh, it'll
what
be good.
I'll
the only thing
sit down
about
and try
mush
some
is you
of
don't get that separate bread water, the bread juice, because it's kind of all
It's
just
already
kind
in
of
there, I guess. Yeah.
falling apart into one kind of.
Get you with some wet bread, get you some mush, go along with it.
Oh,
Sounds
it's
good.
good. It's just a big pile of tan slop, and it does not get any better than that.
Yeah.
Right, Jesus? Well, in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Yeah.
Welcome to the Red State Update podcast. Sponsor time, Jackie. What great sponsor did you line up for our podcast this week?
Well, we got a great sponsor this week. It's a sponsor we've had many times before, and I'm always happy to have this particular sponsor back because I like sponsors that offer a product that I enjoy and I want to tell more people about. Plus, it's nice to have a $25 to help us out. But I tell you, it's Old Wet Breads is back.
Wet bread.
Wet Bread's about the best. It's right off a square. You can't miss it. Wet Bread's one of the best places for lunch, dinner. I think they even got a breakfast thing they're doing now.
Oh,
Open
yeah,
up
that
their-
breakfast is delicious.
Yep.
A good wet biscuit.
Yep.
You ever had a good, shiny wet biscuit, wet biscuits from wet breads? Delicious.
They're hot cakes. You won't find a wetter hot cake anywhere in town.
And we're not talking about it's wet from syrup or butter. It's wet before you put that shit on there. You get a plate of just soaking wet.
It's hard to
pancakes.
explain. It's an experience you gotta go through it yourself because you think, I don't want my bread wet. You know, with something
Right.
spills on your bread or your sandwich or something. So,
Condensation in
Yeah,
it.
it's
Gross.
usually- but wet breads, it ain't like that at all. It's wet like
Sure.
this. Sure. But the taste, it's one of the best tasting things I've ever been to before. It's delicious, and you can't describe it. You just got to go there. Wet breads, you can't miss it. And it's just delicious. Everything there is so wet and so good. They got something now. It's called the Lunch Tank.
Oh, I heard about that.
It's like Chinese buffet, but different. They just got a big tank in there, and I went down there and saw it myself. I didn't get in it. I wasn't dressed properly. I was just down there in my work clothes. I didn't want to get in there, but I saw a couple of families get in there. It is delicious. It's all you can eat wet bread.
Wait. It's a tank. They installed a tank.
Yeah, I was trying to tell you.
In wet breads.
In wet breads, it's a big tank, big like an above ground swimming pool, but glass you can see.
You're completely sealed in there.
Yes, and every kind of bread you can think of is floating in there, and for $8.25, and
That's cheap.
kids under 10 eat for free as much bread as they want in there, and kids love it. They do. I saw two families getting there, and they love it. They get the swim trunks on and they little floaty things, and they love it. But there's every kind of bread you get in there. You just swim in there. You can stay in there as much as you can eat for $8.25. Kids under 10 for free.
Can the other diners see you in there? Is it like a fish tank?
Well, that's what I did. Yeah, it's like a big old fish tank watching these people in there splashing around, eating all kind of bread. I'm telling you, everything. Loaf of bread, rye bread, rolls, dinner rolls, everything in there, and just eating it up and having a big time in there. And, one of the family got out. They wasn't in there too long. I said, well, water not right, too cold or whatever. I said, no, water's perfect. Great. I just couldn't eat no more bread.
Oh.
But everybody said they got their 8.25's worth. Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yes,
Get
sir.
that much. And you didn't want to get in. You just
Well,
wasn't
I
hungry?
just had my work clothes on. I wasn't going to get in. I wasn't ready to go. I may go down there.
You weren't going to get in your drawers, swim
I
around.
didn't want to get in my drawers, swim around. That's right. I take a swimsuit down there, something, swim trunks down there, and think about getting in there. But for $8.25, all you can eat.
That's a good deal. You get your money's worth, and just that they're really pushing the boundaries of how wet bread can get. 'Cause
Yeah.
how you gonna make this bread any wetter? And they just keep coming up with new ideas. Well, we'll just put a bunch of bread in an enclosed tank,
Yeah.
and you can swim around in there like a goldfish at feeding time.
It's still delicious.
It's still delicious, and it's even wetter.
Yeah. That's about as wet as you can get, as far as I know.
Well, we keep saying that, and then next week we're on here again saying they've made the bread wetter.
I
They've
wouldn't be
done it
surprised.
again.
They say we just put all this bread at the bottom of the ocean.
Oh, man, like take a cruise and you snorkel down there and eat some of this delicious bread.
I wouldn't put it past them. I don't know. I don't know how.
I don't know. I'm going to say it too, Jackie. I don't think they can make bread wetter, but every week it's like
It's always a surprise, and it's a great sponsor and a great place to eat. Delicious wet bread. I did eat some of the bread in the tank. I just stuck my head in there. I didn't get in the whole thing.
Oh, how much is that?
Well, that same price. I was happy to,
That doesn't seem fair. But
Well, he knows me. I'm a friend of his, so he let me.
can you just get like a net, like a swimming pool, and just kind of fish some of it out? Do you have to
It's
get
like a
in there?
buffet. It's all you can eat. I don't
So
know.
however you can get in there. No,
Well,
wait a
hell,
minute.
if you had a net, it'd strain right through it. That bread too wet to get it in the net. Bread too wet to get it in the net. I'm
That
gonna
is some
put
wet
that sign
bread.
up on that tank. Yeah.
That is some wet bread.
Yes,
so you can help yourself, like families can go in. Is there like one family goes in and then you wait till they're done, or just everybody can kind of get in? And
I think as many as you had to hold, there's a capacity, and I can't remember what it said, how many.
well, that sounds kind of sexy. Get in there with like a
Oh,
bunch
don't
of
turn into that. It's
Hooters girls
it's a lunch
eating
buffet.
bread
It ain't
and
like that.
rubbing up on each other.
It's about what you can eat. If you enjoy being in the water, that's fine too. but-
Okay, I don't want to get gross,
Don't
but I'm
do
just
that.
saying you could have a Valentine's Day
All right. You turn
special.
it.
I'm trying to make it romantic.
It don't need
Valentine's
to be-
Day.
Well,
They could rent it out, charge people like have a fixed menu, and you get in there and just swim around, maybe kiss a little, make out, neck.
it ain't,
some
it's
bread.
a family restaurant. I don't know why you're
I'm
saying that.
saying
There were
for
two families in there.
Valentine's
When
Day.
I was there, there's two families in there. A man, a woman, a little boy, and the other was man, a woman, and a little girl and a little boy. And it ain't that kind of place. You
Wait,
put, you
what
put
was the
people-
first one? It was a man, a woman, and
little
a,
boy. Second was a man, a woman, a little girl, and a little boy.
and a little boy. That's a lot of people in there right then. It can't get
Well,
any.
there was room for more people, but don't turn it into something. It's
I
a family
wouldn't make
story.
out-
It's about what's delicious. It's about what's to eat. Don't turn it into all that
I ain't
people
gonna
kissing
suck
and
a
messing
titty
around.
with kids
All
around.
right.
I'm just saying.
Don't say that about our sponsor.
Sorry,
There's
wet
nothing-
breads. Look, okay.
You owe Wet Breads an apology right now. It's
Wet
a family
Breads, I'm
establishment. There's
sorry.
none of that kind of behavior in the lunch tank. They wouldn't allow that. They would stop that if anybody tried to do that. I don't want anybody going down there trying to start no dumb, funny business because of what he just said. It's a family restaurant.
I'm sorry, wet breads. I should not have. It is a family restaurant, and if you want to get in the lunch tank and fool around with somebody, maybe what they need to do
Well, you need to go somewhere else.
go somewhere else. Maybe they need to market these to like honeymoon suites.
All
Or,
right, here you go again. Just leave it alone. It's a family. It ain't made for that. It's made for delicious wet bread lunch. All you can eat, $8.25. Family establishment. That's it. Leave it at that. Wet Bread's happy to have a sponsor.
delicious wet breads.
Yeah.
I have a sponsor this week too, Jackie, and it's one of our first sponsors, I believe. She may have been a sponsor on our first show, Miss T.T. Slot.
All right, that's no sponsor of this Perkins.
Her life podcast has been a roller coaster. She started out, she was, I'll admit it, she will too, a prostitute.
That's what she is. What do you mean?
Well, then
Everybody
she
knows
started
it.
off and she started up her daycare center, and she in the van, and she'd come around, pick up your kids and ride them around. Then she had to move on. Anyway, it's just, she's had a lot of stuff going on. Usually, TT Slot prostitute is more in charge of her life. It's kind of a calmer. I mean, she's really got things figured out. This was just kind of a bum year for her.
She ain't no sponsor on this.
But she's back here in Murfreesboro, and she's sponsoring this week's podcast.
No,
She gave me $25, and basically, it's kind of a public service announcement with a little bit of advertisement in it. I don't know, Jack, if you heard about this Texas case. Where this dude in Texas shot a prostitute, got off scot-free in Texas, because I guess in Texas you can shoot prostitutes.
Well,
I mean, I guess the law says if you are trying to... He's saying he didn't get his money's worth. She didn't do nothing he expected. She left with his $150, which sounds expensive to me, because TT Slot can beat those prices.
all right.
If you come into her with the advertised price of other prostitutes, even if you had to read it in the crime section, she will beat that price.
All right.
But this poor woman, she was leaving for some reason. She took the money back. This dude come out, shot up the car. And in Texas, he got off because in Texas, they said that he was trying to recover stolen money, stolen goods in a nighttime theft. And you can use force in a nighttime theft.
It is a dangerous profession, no matter where you live.
Sure.
In
Blame the
Texas,
victim.
it's probably worse.
It is worse in Texas, like a lot of things.
That's the reason I don't want nobody like that being a sponsor on here. I don't want young ladies. Don't live your life like that. Don't.
Well, here's another old white man trying to tell women how to live.
I'm just saying that you shouldn't be a prostitute.
Oh, sure.
Isn't there something better in life than that?
I guess you know exactly what women should do with their bodies.
Well, call me old-fashioned, but I think it's probably a better job you can get to being a damn prostitute. That's just how I feel about it. I feel for them. I don't want people to do that to themselves.
Well, thanks for contributing to rape culture, Jack.
Oh, hell.
Now let me tell you what TT Slot's got in mind this week.
I don't...
She wants me to tell you that she has killed 4 people.
What?
She never did time, and I don't even think the cops talked to her.
What?
But if you try any of that Texas shit on her, you may wind up number 5. And that's all. She wrote that down for me here. But
She wrote that down?
if you try any Texas shit, you may wind up number 5. Yep, that's it. TT Slot, everybody.
That's just...
Sponsor
That ain't
this
a
week.
sponsor, that's a threat.
Well, I mean,
That ain't...
for a prostitute, advertising and threats kind of go hand in hand.
Oh, hell.
Come on down, but don't get carried away.
You don't know how anybody gonna treat you when you get with some strange man somewhere. You don't know what they're gonna do. They can do all sorts of stuff. Whether you give them services or you don't, it don't make any damn difference. You don't need to be in that position.
Well, TT Slot will kick your ass no matter what position you try to do.
Oh, I didn't.
If you paid for the position, you're going to get your money.
I didn't mean it position that.
And you are not going to be, I don't know what happened in Texas, but nobody's going to be unsatisfied with TT Slot. But sometimes these dudes, they think, oh, this woman's just a whore. I can do whatever I want. And then TT's like, I'm taking my money and I'm leaving. And then, like, Greg's like, well, hell you are. And then TT's like, oh, you know what,
Greg?
honey, you're right. Let me just go use your bathroom. And Greg's like, all right, you use your bathroom, but I want that money back.
Who's Greg?
And then she stays in there for 30 minutes. And then Greg's like, you okay in there? And he comes in. He doesn't see her. She's in the towel closet. She pops out of there with a plunger right in his eye.
What?
You remember, and then nobody knew what happened to Greg. Well, that's because he was on the floor of his bathroom with a plunger in his eye socket, screaming and wailing. And she also found a wrench in there, and she just goes to town on him.
What the?
But she does it in the bathroom so you can wash the blood away.
All right.
Did I say Greg?
Greg is what you said. I don't
Oh,
know.
I meant Gerg.
Gerg?
Yeah, Gerg or something. I don't even know what I'm talking about. Anyway, that's our sponsors for this week. Oh, TT Slot, she's back. She's going to be part behind Wet Breads and also Wet Breads.
Who the
Delicious Wet Breads.
hell? Who the hell is Gerg?
Nobody anymore, and it's not your problem, Jackie. Time for our sponsors, and one of our sponsors this week, Jackie, is Coley Cinemas.
Yeah.
Thanks for bringing that in,
Coley
Jackie.
Cinema, always playing family. This is not I don't know if I agree particularly with this, but if they seem to think it's...
They sold them on it. Somebody out in Hollywood got their
they
hooks
got,
in it.
so they got the church people coming to see it, and if your church group's coming, if you're going to see it, there ain't no place better to see it than Coley Cinemas. Yeah.
Now, Coley Cinemas shows a lot of good Christian entertainment.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot more Christian movies out there than you would think. Like that one about the what is he? He's a race car driver.
Yeah.
And he's thinking about getting a divorce.
Yeah. That's one of them, yeah.
It's called Blowout.
Blowout, yeah.
2 T's.
Yeah.
And one of the T's looks like a cross.
Yeah.
But they get back together in the end, and he wins the race.
He goes talk to the preacher and work everything out.
And then the preacher's in the pit, and when he's running the big race at the end, the preacher's in the pit with him, and
he's testifying on the thing in the helmet on the speaker there. Yeah,
just inspiring. Really gets him across that line in double time. He runs right into the arms of his wife.
Yep. And there's nothing like that in Man of Steel. Though.
No,
I don't know why. Me personally, I don't know why. I'm not going to question. You know, you go to a church and you just don't like the preacher, what he has to say every now and then. Like somebody steps in and takes, well, not every church. No, he's a good preacher. Sometimes the preacher gets sick. Somebody got to come in and do it for him or whatever.
I tell you,
Some leader gets to do it. Superman's like that. If it's got God in it, well, so be it, I guess. I don't understand, but anyway.
Yeah, I mean.
It's not the kind of sermon I enjoy.
Did you talk to the preacher after he got done watching the movie at Coley Cinema, Brother Smollerins?
I didn't talk to him. I just, I couldn't remember his name. I couldn't.
That's why you were like, I was like, you want to go talk to Brother Smollerins? And you were like, oh.
I didn't know. Well, I didn't know who you were saying at first. I do.
It's a hard name to say. I think it's Ukrainian.
I don't say it right,
So how do you say it?
I don't say it at all. I can't. Brother Smaller, see, I can't.
Oh, don't say it like that. He gets kind of touchy about it.
Well, that's the reason I don't say hi to him. I know who he is.
Anyway.
I always nod at him. I just don't walk over there.
I think he thinks you're stuck up.
Well, he can think what he wants. I can't say his damn name.
So he seemed a little confused by it, but he said the kids liked it, and then they were all going to McDonald's and have a prayer service.
Oh, yeah.
After the movie. So I asked him if it bothered him that Superman killed General Zod. And he said, well, he was an alien.
Well, yeah.
It's all made up.
Yeah.
Because I was pretty worked up. It's like, Superman killed all these people, and then at the end he snaps Zod's neck, and he goes, you're talking about Superman, right?
Yeah.
He's stupid to begin with.
Well, yeah. I don't know.
And I was like, oh, yeah, you're right. And he's like, well, I'll be praying for you.
Yeah,
like,
that's all you need to know. Yeah. So, Christians need entertainment, too. It don't have to be blowout. You can learn a little something and be entertained.
Sure.
Or Superman, just if you like that sort of thing, so be it.
Or Shake Hands, the movie about the veterinarian and who's having a crisis in his marriage with his wife.
Yeah.
And also he has to save this circus elephant.
Yep.
And he's on the operating table, and the preacher's talking to him through his Bluetooth.
Yeah.
Just kind of testifying to him, working and helping him through. The preacher used to be a doctor, and he said, as a doctor, I was getting a little too full of myself.
Yeah.
Because doctors are real close to God.
Yeah. You learn to save and bring back animals or people or whatever. You get to thinking, it goes to your head. Yeah.
So I need to humble myself and become a lowly preacher.
Right.
And help people operate on elephants and save their marriage.
Yeah.
So they do, and they adopt that elephant.
Live in the backyard, yeah. It's
crazy.
Well, the elephant, they'll always remember that's what,
saved their marriage.
Saved their marriage. He saved that elephant like he saved his marriage and saved his relationship with the good Lord above.
Shake hands with the Z.
Yeah.
Because he teaches the elephant to shake hands.
Yeah, with the trunk,
So that's another good one. A lot of times Coley Cinema shows popular fare, but they cut out all the cussing and the sex and some of the violence.
Well, yeah.
But they just left it all in Superman, because if you cut out the meaningless violence and what would you be left with?
There's nothing there. Him, looking out in the sky.
It'd be 2 hours of him saying, picking up beer bottles and flying them back to the kitchen.
Yep.
So that's Coley Cinemas.
Yep. That's our sponsor this week, and
also the Glory Hole we should mention is selling.
Oh yeah, them fellas down there, Glory Hole, yeah.
They're selling them Jesus Superman shirts
Right,
with the J in it.
It's a great Christian bookstore. You can always check in and see what products have up front, and of course, if you're a little angry and a little more ornery mood, they got the burning bin out back.
Right, so you can bring.
You can
can
either
buy
pick up
something.
and burn. You can pick it up, buy it, pick it up, and burn it, or you can,
Bring something from
bring
home.
something home.
They
Leave it
like
in
you to buy something.
Well, they want you can burn it. It's cheaper. You still have to buy it before you burn it. They're still, but they put that money to good use, whatever it is, in the bin that week.
Yeah.
But you can also donate for the burning bin if you erase the big to burn
Sometimes
it. Or
you have a busy day, you don't have time to actually burn it yourself, so you can just go dump it in the bin, and when
somebody will get to it. Yeah.
Some people don't have that much money, but they still want to burn a piece of entertainment.
Well, yeah.
Horrifying piece of secular entertainment. And the guys that run the Glory Hole, they were getting up a group of kids to take down to see Superman, but at the last minute, some concerned parents canceled that trip, and that may be how Brother Smollerins got involved.
I guess so. Yeah, I know some people are not comfortable with them fellas around.
Well,
Children
outside
of the work environment.
Sure, they can bring their kids down there to the
But
store.
that just seems it is a bit of a stretch as far as I'm concerned. I mean, I know they're good fellas and all. But
Well, that's how they reached out. They sent it to Christian bookstores and were like, hey, get. And they thought, well, this is perfect. We'll sell these shirts, and we'll say we'll take you, buy you a shirt for your kid, and we'll get a group together. We'll go up Coley
we'll run
Cinemas.
them. We'll put them in the van, take them down the movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't see no harm in that,
Ain't
really.
nothing wrong with it.
It's just people.
They've been running that bookstore for.
If they'd have gone and done something bad to a kid, they would have done it a long time ago.
That's true.
They're not,
I don't think they're a time bomb ticket. or
No,
anything.
not at all. They've been there.
Of course, you'd think if Superman was going to be Superman, he'd do it before he was 33 damn years old.
Yeah.
Hey, why? A lot of Jesus in this movie. He goes to the church. He floats out in space with his arms out. He's 33 years old. It's like Superman's supposed to be Jesus. He is the worst Jesus in the world.
Yeah.
Awful Jesus. Just killing people, smashing into buildings.
Just disregard for the human race in general. Yeah.
So not a good Superman. New Superman, not a good Jesus. Old Superman, okay, Jesus.
Hey, that what's that one, the born one, the one before, after a horse gone.
Right, where he on a boat for a long time, has a baby.
Yeah, I didn't like Superman having a baby. I'm glad they didn't do that in this one, and I give him that. But that one, he was kind of like Jesus, too. He'd be up in space listening to everybody praying to him or whatever, hollering for him, this and that. But then he goes spy in somebody's window.
Man, Superman spy a lot.
I don't like him.
Times we live in, Jackie.
That's what it is. Everybody's spying.
So go down to the Glory Hole. They're not going to take your kids anywhere you don't want them to.
Yeah.
Or go up to Coley Cinemas and catch a great Christian movie or a secular movie that they cut the shit out of.
Yeah. Either one. Watch
and
them
if
out.
you're, I hope you had a good time at the Bonnaroo. I hope I
hell,
sold you some cedar trimmings that you thought you could smoke.
Oh, hell. Just go home wherever you come from. It's over now. Get the hell out. Go. Get gone. And thank you for listening. Go on there. What is it? iTunes?
iTunes.
I'd
Rate.
review. It's what they say is supposed to help us somehow. I don't know.
Give us some
I don't know how.
reviews. Give us some ratings. Download. Subscribe to us on iTunes. I don't even know. There's lots of ways you can listen to our podcast, but any way you want to do it. We've been even putting some up on YouTube, but we like even if you listen to it on YouTube, it's good to subscribe to us on iTunes.
Yeah.
It's good to listen to us on the things that now. Is it good? What are we doing?
I don't really know.
What
You
are we
see,
gonna do?
we don't even know how people listen to it. We barely know how to put one up for everybody to listen to begin with. I
We're
don't know
just
how to.
lucky we have somewhere we can talk about Superman for an hour.
Well, yeah, that's true. I won't get to sponsors out the way. At the top here, we got a really good sponsor. At least I do this week. I got a good one to sponsor for this week. So, it's a grand reopening of Little Helen's. And some of y'all heard that before. Little Helen's was an old sponsor close down, had going out of business sale. And now, grand reopening. Happy to have him back. That's good news for a good sponsor. We're happy. Little Helen's right up off a square. Grand reopening of Little Helen's. New location right off a square there. And it says here the first 50 guests, Little Helen, will get to go home with a free deluxe package. Free deluxe package. So get down there to Little Helen's grand reopening off a square. Can't pass up a deal like that. So that's a sponsor for this week. That's mine.
A deal like what? What is the deluxe package? Is it an actual
free.
package?
I don't know.
Is there something in it? Is
Look,
it like a treatment?
They're a sponsor, and they give us $25 to
Did Little Helen give you $25 or did Big Helen give you
I
$25?
ain't never met Little Helen. I know Big Helen. She said Little Helen's open back up. I said, good for her. And she says, off a square, here's $25. Do you mind? And I said, well, I'm just happy for her that she got the store open again. And I read what they said they wanted to get across. And so that's what you're supposed to do for a sponsor. And I took $25. I did my part. I did what I was supposed to do.
This store has been a sponsor. Or store. I don't know what it is. It could be some sort of medical center. They could do eyebrow braiding.
What?
Like Indian women in the mall.
Oh, hell.
All I'm saying is several times Little Helen has been a sponsor. Several. 5, 6 times.
They've been a good sponsor. The store went out of business.
She opened up. She went out of business. She had several special deals.
The reason
coupons.
The reason they're opening back up because that going out of business sale did so well because they said we talked about it on here.
Did anybody go to that sale?
That's what I'm saying. They went there and they got enough going out of business to open up in a new location, a cheaper rental space, whatever. I don't know why, but they're opening back up. Good for them.
It seems like somebody out there could tell us what it is that happens at Little Helen's. Why don't you just ask Big Helen? This was a perfect opportunity. She come up to you and said, they're opening back up.
I did. She came up and she said, well, you do it. I said, oh, they opened back up. Same kind of store? She said, yep.
Why is Big Helen so tight-lipped about Little Helen?
She just assumed that look.
It's gone too far for you to ever ask. They've been our sponsor like 8 times.
I ain't going to ask.
And now you're going to ask what they do, and you can't do it. You've let it go too far. You friend-zoned Little Helen's.
Well,
you should have spoke up.
Look, they good sponsor. They gave us $25 to do this on here. I tell people where to go. Have you heard anybody complain about Little Helen's? Have you heard anybody say it was a devil place or this or that and all them other eyebrow, whatever else you call it? Ain't nobody out there mad about it. You the only one making a scene about it. It's a fine establishment. If any friend of Big Helen's is a friend of mine, Little Helen, good for you. I'm glad you're back in business. If you got there, you go right off a square, grand reopening, Little Helen's. Guess you can go up there if you want the first 50 to get there. Deluxe package, free.
What? What are they getting? Why would you go so you don't even know what it is? The deluxe package. You drive up.
It's a free deluxe package from Little Helen's. That's all.
You may need to rent a truck to pick it up. Who knows what's in it? Or it may be you have to make a time commitment for it to follow through on it. People need to plan ahead.
Go where it's up or don't. I did what I was supposed to do. There ain't no reason not to go down there. Maybe that's part of the mystery. Maybe you won't find out what a deluxe package is. Maybe some people out there are curious, not just question like you. Just assume it's something terrible. Some people say, hey, I could use one of those. I could use a free deluxe package. I'm going down to Little Helen's. That's right off a square. That's where I'm going to go and be one of the first 50 guests to get me one.
If that were the case, then she should play up the mystery angle. Like Little Helen's, who knows? Should be her slogan.
That ain't that slogan. I ain't put it on this piece of paper. Don't be making up the slogans they know what won't. They're a sponsor. I say what I'm supposed to say. They give us $25. That's enough.
And why is Little Helen so mysterious that we don't? That she has to use Big Helen as a go-between.
She don't come. She on the other side of town. Big Helen comes in here. You know what? She comes in here twice a week. She comes in every Tuesday, every Thursday.
She's like the deep throat of the Helens.
What?
Like, why can't Lil Helen ever
No.
come in?
Because Little Helen ain't ever walked in here. Was she supposed to start coming here now? If she's afraid of Big Helen's, Big Helen's on this side of town, maybe she can't get away from Little Helen's. I don't know.
Well, she did. When she went out of business, she had some free time. That would have been a great time for her to rethink her whole strategy. But it sounds like she just jumped back in, whole hog, making the same mistakes.
There ain't no mistakes being made as far as I'm concerned.
We're talking about a place of business, and nobody knows what the hell they do.
All right. It's a Little Helen knows, and people who been there knows, and people who going to go there and get them a deluxe package going to know. It's a fine establishment. I take Big Helen's word for it. She says so. I believe her. That's all I need to know. Tired of it. Try to run down every sponsor I get on here. You got to run them down.
I'm asking questions. Just asking questions.
It ain't time to ask questions.
I'm like
David
David Gregory.
It's time to do the sponsor. You do the sponsor, that's it. Say, thank you very much. Well, I'll try to get down there. You so curious, why the hell don't you go down to Little Helen and find out what the hell it is? Be the first, one of the first 50 ones down there and get the deluxe package.
I don't know what it is. I don't know when it fit in my car. I don't know. Am I allergic to it? I don't know. Is it something to eat? Do I need to eat a light breakfast?
It's a deluxe package. It's free. Go down there and get it. That's it.
You can shove that deluxe package straight up your ass.
Hey.
You're going to talk to me that way. We just getting started on the podcast, and already
you're the one trying to
like a maniac.
Run down a sponsor, a fine sponsor, and run it down like you do all of them. I'm tired of it. I might as well not have sponsors on here anymore.
Will you concede this,
People
Jackie?
pay you $25 for you to sit there and just run it down and say it's all this. You don't even know what the hell it is.
Will you at least concede that it is mysterious?
Mysterious? It ain't no mystery. It's a sponsor. You just...
That there may be some branding issues
Oh,
with Little
hell.
Helen's. Think if Jackie's store was like
You
that.
go open up your own damn store. I got a store. I run it the way I do.
If I opened up a
You
store,
run-
right on the sign it'd say what it was.
All right, Little Helen's can run the store her way. It must be doing all right. It just had it's having a grand reopening.
Believe you me, when I open up Dunlap's baby clothes, it's going to say baby clothes
All right.
right on the sign.
Ain't no baby gonna buy no clothes from you.
Babies don't do the buying, the mamas do.
Well, they'll buy if they got the sense.
Yelling, that's what they hear first 5 minutes. Just
Well,
straight up yelling
you're the
on this
one
podcast. We should call it a yelling
You the
podcast.
one running it down.
I don't even know if I want to do this sponsor.
Well, don't then. See if I care.
It's just I think we're going to wade into an issue here.
Huh?
I mean, they give me the $25, and I felt bad about it, and then all the stuff happened with Paula Dean, and
I am.
maybe I should just give them the $25 back.
Well, I don't want to wind up in the situation she's in. I just give it back. I don't want to have nothing to do with everybody coming after me.
He did give me $25. I cashed it already, though, so I don't know.
Oh, hell. What the hell are you talking about?
I don't know these fly-by-night businesses down here. You better cash that check from Big Helen, Lil Helen, because who knows how long that's going to be in business.
They
I
ain't
cash
give me
these
no,
things.
They ain't give me no check. I got $25 cash.
Oh, that's good, then.
Well, yeah.
That's how you got to deal with Lil Helen.
Well.
Cash only.
It ain't cash only. It's just what Big Helen give me from her.
Right out of her pocketbook. Big Helen got a big pocketbook.
Well,
Everything about Big Helen big.
all right.
I don't know Little Helen as well as Big Helen. You're better friends with Big Helen.
I
I'd
know Big Helen most of my adult life. She always been around in town. Come
say.
down
But
here
Big
and
Helen,
store.
about 6'5",
She tall lady, yeah.
and big booming voice.
I guess. I mean, she's singing the church choir down there. You hear her over everybody else, yeah.
He just her name Big Helen suits her. Big lady.
It's just what it's been a nickname since I met her. Since
Was
I
she
know her.
always
Everybody
big?
Everybody call her Big Helen.
Right. And Little Helen, who knows?
I never met Little Helen. I never heard about her till Big Helen told me about her and her fine establishment. That's all I need to
Allegedly.
know.
All right, so this sponsor, listen, I'm just going to read this off. Don't judge us.
Wow.
Well, things have changed, okay? Things have changed, and we made this deal. We're going to honor it. The sponsor, it's a lot of y'all in Murfreesboro know this restaurant.
What?
The Big House.
The Big House? No, don't
They give me the.
bring that up on here. Good Lord.
It was like the day it happened. Like they give me a check. I cashed it.
Here it comes.
I went to Hardee's, and then heard on the radio about Paula Deen. But the Big House, it says here, serving Murfreesboro old money since 1863.
And as long as I can remember, Big House been up there, yeah.
And a lot has changed since 1863.
Well, hell yeah.
Nowadays, you go in, and a lot of people don't go there anymore. I mean, especially it costs a lot of money to go in there. It's fancy food, and the wait staff is all African American, and they're in there white. You know, I'm not gonna. Maybe I should just. Can you give me that Big Helen money, and I'll just give it back to the Big House?
Giving after you run them down. You ain't getting none of that Helen money. You the one that got into this. You get yourself out. I ain't gonna. Big House. I don't want to particularly have him as a sponsor. Big House has been around for everybody knows what kind of place that is. You know, I know people that work there at the Big House. I know white people work at the Big House, and I know black people, you know, work at the Big House.
White people you know at work there? Who's
like in the
like
kitchen.
at the cash register?
Yeah, you know, hostess, that sort of thing. I ain't going to say no names on either end because people may not want me saying that.
It's sort of a eyes wide shut kind of thing, but without sex, just racism.
Yeah, it's just that old kind of. Some people like that old kind of Southern stuff. I personally always makes me feel awkward. I don't really care for it myself.
It's like these poor people racism. That's like them people are taking my job, and these rich people racism. That's like bring me more corn on the cob.
Yeah,
you know, these poor people, these poor cracker racism.
Just blame everybody but themselves. Everybody get mad at him.
Rich cracker racism.
Yeah. Take care of it. Take care
of
it.
Did you hear Yeezus yet?
What?
Yeezus.
What is it?
Yeezus.
Jesus. What do you?
Yeezus.
No, I ain't heard. I don't know what you're talking about. What is
Yeezus?
What is it?
You wouldn't like it.
Well.
So the Big House.
No, I don't want to have big houses.
Serving.
Look, that kind of establishment is not. I don't want to be affiliated with that.
Especially with there.
Well, you can have a wedding. They had all sorts of functions there.
Yeah, lots of different debutante balls.
I didn't know what. I've only heard about it. I ain't ever stepped in there. Now the food's good.
Food's great.
Food is delicious.
We ain't saying the food ain't good.
Oh, it's some of the best food you put in your mouth. But I don't go in there. I won't eat there. If somebody, brings lunch in here at the store or something that come from a Big House, sure enough, I won't get my hand on some of that chicken and biscuits. I sure do, because it's about as good as you going to get to eat around here.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't go there. I don't want to support it that way.
No. Buttery, rich.
Oh, delicious. Food, you don't get
Or somebody come back from like a racist wedding and they got, I got the big metal trays of just the golden buttery grits.
If you look up on the food that way, then dive in. It's delicious. You ain't gonna taste anything better.
But if you go there,
it takes away. I can't enjoy the food when you got a fella dressed that way, not looking in the eyes
that you went to school with.
Somebody I know, yeah. I ain't gonna say no name, but Mr. H, we'll call him Matt. He comes in here all the time, and I know he works at the Big House.
We're not saying it's good, but it exists.
It is what it is. I'm uncomfortable having them a sponsor. Well, you figure out a way to get $25 back, because I ain't gonna support that place financially. I can't do that.
It just feels like you're playing dress up racist.
It's just like the people that do the Civil War dress up, but with food.
If you're doing like
Civil War reenactment out in the park, I know sometimes like
they go there,
their wives they go there because that's part of what they do. They have a battle and everybody gets done. Y'all go to the big house.
Well,
and
you're hungry after all that. Like if you do Django Unchained cosplay, but for the wrong reasons, like you would go to the big house. Or if you're just rich and white privilege and don't think much beyond, like, how can I get some delicious collard greens, but with a beautiful racist presentation? Like Paula Deen is like, I just, how they look. It's professional and they're in their white suits.
And ain't nothing I approve of. Like I said, them Civil War reenactments, their wives sometimes bring their lunch for them because most of those guys can't afford a big house, but every now and then the big house have them come out there, redo a battle where the Southerners win more often than not. Most of those battles that they
like
do.
Like a what if.
Right. They kind of turn it around. And those boys, they do Civil War reenactments for fun. So most of them, they'll go to the big house, get paid a little bit of money, but mostly they go for the food. They know what they're going to get to eat for free after they put on a show for them.
I heard Big House was doing like outreach, kind of like, like Poor White Trash Thursdays.
Yeah.
Like when they wouldn't get a lot of their old money clientele, they'd run specials with a buffet and kind of reach out to some of the, militias. And
They had for a while there, they was doing a buffet, and then they had that sort of dinner theater thing. I heard about some of them. I wouldn't be able to sit through some of that stuff they were showing.
Hey, it's hard to be an actor in Middle Tennessee.
You get what kind of work you can, these days, the way economy is, you do what you can. Get by. It's a shame.
It's for rich people. Me and Jackie ain't rich.
I ain't rich. Hell no. I ain't got big house money, that's for sure.
So that's the big house.
But that ain't. Don't say
Serving
that's a sponsor.
Murfreesboro.
That's you. Oh. You give a $25 back. Don't. Go
I've been in the back. I won't tell Murfreesboro because I picked up a girl, Desiree. I used to date. Desiree's her stripper name. It ain't her real name, so I ain't giving her any real names away.
What?
She had 2 jobs, so she would work there, and I'd pick her up and I'd take her to the strip club.
All right.
And you should have heard the staff talk about them rich, fat, white Murfreesboro old money.
Well,
I mean, out in front, sure, they're in the white coat and tails, but in the back, I hate to break it to you, but they did not care for you, Murfreesboro old money.
I don't think that's going to change their opinion of the situation one way or the other.
That's how I got a lot of that food. She'd say, "You want some of this racist food?" And I'd be like, "Sure."
Well, I won't say when I ate it, they'd break it down here at the store. Somebody say I just came from a big house, but I wouldn't pay for it, my own money.
No, it's good, though.
Somebody else said, well, if you buy it, yeah, I'll eat a little bit of it. But
Desiree would rip them off right and left. Well, silverware, I got so many forks from the big house.
I don't know if that's right either, but.
Well, she had to take a stand.
Well.
So that's the big house.
Not an official sponsor of this
official sponsor.
Parkist, no.
But they have been serving Murfreesboro old money since 1863. I don't know if they still have Poor White Trash Thursdays, but I guess you can call them. Find out.
I wouldn't. I ain't going to call them. I ain't going down there. Start something on here. No. Paula Dean's got it bad enough.
Paula Dean, oh. Man.
Welcome to the Red State Update Parkist. This is Jackie Broles.
I'm Dunlap.
And we got some great sponsors we want to talk about at the top here this week. My sponsor this week, give us $25, is Coley's Christian Cinemas. And they're having a special this coming weekend. I tell you what, it's something else. This weekend they got a grand premiere. I think it's a national premiere of the Echo Light Entertainment's features. And that's the one, I guess, what is it, Santorum? Santorum runs.
This week they said Santorum, they made him president or whatever, CEO of of Echolight Christian movies. They
Yeah.
make movies for Christians
Yeah.
because some of that stuff Christians just don't want to see.
I don't want to see half of what they make either. There's a lot of Christian stuff I don't particularly like either, but still, somebody needs to be making something for somebody. Yeah, if he ain't doing no good in politics, maybe he'd be doing good at this. I'm glad he'd do something.
So this is we're having a movie premiere.
Well, Coley's Cinema is having a movie premiere. Echo Light Entertainment, and I went down there to get this $25, and he was running. They were checking out the print or whatever it is, film, and running it through the machine up there, projector, whatever. And he said, "Get in there and look at this." And I tell you what, it does look good. I didn't see the whole thing, but I seen bits and pieces, and I'm going to be there. I tell you what, I see you there this coming weekend. And the name of the film, it's Echo Light Entertainment's Rascal the Praying Mule.
The Praying Mule.
Praying Mule. It looked good. I didn't see the whole thing. He just said, "Come here and look at some of this." It's a brand new movie, and it's going to be the premiere right here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Cole Cinemas.
They going to have the mule on the red carpet?
I don't know. Might be. It's going to be something. It's a big deal. I tell you that much right now. There's going to be a lot of people there. A lot of church groups coming out. It's going to be something else. I'm going to be there. I can't wait to see it. Rascal the Praying Mule. Looks like a good movie, as far as I can tell, just seeing bits and pieces of it.
He talks in it?
No, it don't talk.
The mule don't talk? Prays?
You pray quiet. Everybody pray quiet.
The mule just prays silently?
I don't know if it talks. It didn't talk in any of the stuff I seen. I mean, that'd just be silly.
Well, how do you know when the mule is praying, if it's praying quiet, or if it's just sitting there?
Just music come up, and the lights change, all this stuff. He said, what I could tell, and I didn't say the whole thing. He just said, come in there and look some of this. I saw some of it. It looked like a couple having marital problems, this or that. They farm, it's hard enough staying married on a farm, but about twice as bad. And this mule, I guess, Rascal gets to, just gets them back together, makes them, take time, focus on each other in the marriage, and God comes first, and, it looked
and the mule comes second?
Well, yeah, I think. As far as I can tell, I mean, I didn't see the whole thing. That's the reason I'm ready to go back there.
So the mule
and see it.
prays them back together?
I think that's what it is. Yeah, it all turns out right, I'm sure.
Do they not have any people that could pray for them, like any human friends?
Well, out on the farm, you out there,
How far out are they?
I don't know. I think the preacher,
like Jeremiah Johnson,
the preacher come by and talk to him for a little bit, but he can't. He got a whole congregation to deal with.
Right?
Yeah.
He's like, I can't. This is far out. For me,
Lord works in mysterious ways, and who's to say He ain't gonna work through a godless beast?
Well, I sure hope you're wrong, and He does talk. I mean, it seems to me
it might at the end, but He did. What I saw in there, it wasn't one of those, because that's what you think it's going to be, is something silly for kids. But no, it's serious. It's an adult drama, Christian drama. Like I said, I think they had some kids at one time or another got killed in a car wreck. What not farm not doing good, and they having troubles, and they get back to God and get back to praying and work a marriage out, I think, as far as I know, and the mule helps by praying with them or something. I didn't like to see it.
Sounds awful.
What do you mean sounds awful?
Boy,
Why do you every single sponsor I talk about on here, you say it's awful? Why do you?
I'm just saying, if I
Well, don't go see it. So there's some Christian people might enjoy something like that.
Let me just say, he doesn't necessarily sound awful.
Oh.
It sounds maybe like they have a misleading title, or the two separate ideas they combined.
I don't see how it's it says it what it is. Rascal the Praying Mule. It says it right there.
Yeah, Rascal the Praying Mule. That sounds like Don Knotts going to be in it.
No.
But instead, there's dead kids, and it's about a marriage disintegrating, and the mule, people going to be sitting there the whole time waiting for the mule to go, praise Jesus, or something.
Not everybody thinks the same way you do, all right? Everybody don't always think it.
If you said, excuse me, madam, would you care to see a motion picture called Rascal the Praying Mule?
Right.
They would say, yes, that sounds awesome. I'm Praying Mule. Yes, show it to me right now. And I'd say, well, would you still want to see it if it was about the death of children and a marriage on the rocks with a lot of talking things over with the minister while a mule prays silently underneath a sound cue?
You're guessing at things and you ain't seen the movie. Don't start judging till you see it. Go see it this weekend and then come back and run it in the ground when that ain't our damn sponsor.
All right, I'll go see it.
That's Echo Lights Entertainment.
Is Santorum going to be at the premiere?
Yeah, I think they said he's going to be there.
Wow.
Maybe it's national premiere, so yeah, maybe get to meet Santorum, maybe.
Because there's not a lot of Christian cinemas that just show Christian movies.
There is not. That's why I'm proud to have as a sponsor Coley's Christian Cinemas.
They also
delicious snack food, yeah.
They make chips and
Bible,
different kinds of snacks.
Bible page in every bag, delicious
and
snack food. And
branching out.
And when you go see a movie there's plenty of those snacks available for you to enjoy watching good Christian entertainment.
And they also show...
The thing is different, though, in the theater, though, the snacks don't have a Bible page in the bag, in the theater food that they serve. In the store, here they do, but there they don't have because they don't want you watching a movie. You don't need to read there when you watch
can take it home.
I'm just saying what they told me.
Stick it in your pocket. I can see not putting it in the popcorn because you get butter all over it. And that's disrespectful.
Well, yeah, well, good word, yeah.
But if you just buying a bag of chips.
Well, he just said he didn't put them in because the movie is getting the gospel out. You don't need the paper right there. It's Crowley's Christian Cinemas. Santorum may be there, may not. I don't know for sure, but it's his Echo Light Entertainment. Rascal the Praying Mule. So I hope y'all all come out this weekend right off the square. Crowley's Christian Cinemas. It's going to be a great night and a good night. And a movie, you can take your kids to and take the whole family to. That's what Crowley
bring
Christian
your
Cinemas.
kids, let them bring it like their iPad or something to keep them occupied.
Just leave it alone, and that's it. All right, enough.
It's Coley's Christian Cinemas and the Rascal the Praying Mule.
I look forward to it.
Do you think that was Santorum's idea?
Well, he's in charge now. He's trying to get good, Christian entertainment, which we, all different kinds of entertainment. I don't see why you can't have good Christian entertainment. Maybe he do a good job. What I walked in there and just saw a few minutes of it. I didn't see all of it. He said, come here and look at this. You won't believe this. Mr. Coley and I went in there and then,
Is that how he chooses, how he talks about the movie? Just standing up there, a bunch of guys from the floor of the chip plant, just go, look at this.
Well, that's how he was with me. We're old friends, We've been friends for a long time, so,
I know Coley's also shows Hollywood movies, but they cut out anything.
They take anything it's not Christian-like, which that's half of what Hollywood puts out, we all know. So I don't know. They had that Superman thing there, and I don't know what to cut out of that, what to put in, whatever. I don't know.
I hope they cut all of it out.
Well, they should have that one, yeah.
And put in Superman 2.
Yeah. I'd watch that, yeah.
My sponsor this week, Jackie's Restaurant. I'm sure you know, a lot of folks here in Murfreesboro know, Miss Mary's Butter Dump.
Oh, yeah. That's good eating right there. Yeah, Miss Mary's Butter Dump. That's about a good eating you're going to find around here, yeah.
And, Jackie, food doesn't say the N-word.
What?
At least not the food at Miss Mary's Butter Dump. It can't, Jackie. It's simply too delicious.
What?
But people can say the N-word, and people do.
Well...
And those people, Jackie, those people who say the N-word, in the spirit of Christian forgiveness, they are welcome with open arms at Miss Mary's Butter Dump.
What?
Come on down if you say the N-word. You are welcome.
What?
I mean, in the spirit of forgiveness.
What do you...
Not to encourage you, but just forgive you. Like, Jackie, who among us has not said a horrible, horrible word? Or fantasized about a Mandingo wedding?
What?
Or cultivated a culture of racial oppression within their place of business? We all have done these things, Jackie. That's who. Let those without sin pick up supper somewhere else, because there ain't no tables at Miss Mary's Butter Dump, because they are full of sinners.
Wait a minute.
Sorrowful, defensive, willfully ignorant Fat, white, racist sinners.
All right.
But sorrowful. I said sorrowful, right? Sorrowful sinners.
Wait a minute. All this stuff you going on about, and Miss Mary is black.
Jackie, shut up.
What do you mean, shut up?
Are you trying to ruin her business?
Everybody knows Miss Mary's back. She's been running the butter dump for years. Hell.
Exactly, and Miss Mary is exhausted. She's been slaving away in that kitchen for jack shit for years.
Well, everybody loved the butter dump. Everybody go down there.
Yeah, I know, and she sees all the success Paula Deen having in the backlash with that book going to #1 for the publisher dumped it, and then multiple cruises. People want to get on the Paula Deen racist cruise. People on Facebook just tying themselves up in knots, trying to defend her, excuse her. She wants that racist money, Jackie. She's tired.
Wow.
After the Supreme Court and the Voting Rights Act thing and this Paula Deen stuff, Trayvon trial, she's like, screw this. I'm going to take as much money from these people as I can and then go buy a mountain and fence it off.
Wow.
And step one, Jackie, is rebranding. She hired Big Helen. You know Big Helen.
Big Helen? Yeah, I know Big Helen.
You know she's kind of an actress.
Well, she, for a play actors club.
She's always, I think she played Snoopy in You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown. She hired Miss Mary, hired Big Helen to play White Miss Mary.
White Miss Mary?
You probably already have seen White Miss Mary on TV commercials, on the radio commercial, crying, begging forgiveness, giving the specials, saying she don't know what she's done wrong. White Miss Mary's always like, I is what I is.
That's White Miss Mary?
White Miss Mary, right. Black Miss Mary don't talk like that.
Well, no.
Black Miss Mary's very eloquent.
Well, yeah.
Black Miss Mary like Maya Angelou on a roll, like best day Maya Angelou ever had.
Oh.
Now, White Miss Mary, she is destined to go down in history as one of America's most beloved corporate sponsors / self-pitying racists.
What?
White Miss Mary, Jackie, is the Aunt Jemima of blind white privilege.
What? My Angelou?
So that's Miss Mary's butter dump right off the square. And listen, folks, if you want to slide on the Miss Mary's butter dump cruise, you better hurry up because they are going fast.
Wow.
Join Miss Mary. Join White Miss Mary aboard the beautiful ship the Insulin for 7 days and nights of food, fun, and sorrowfulness over past racist transgressions. Whites only.
What? Whites only?
Well, it's got to be whites only. They're the ones who need to atone for their past racism. Sorrowful whites only. Only sorrowful whites.
Why?
And black people will be tending the buffet, though. Like Isaac on Love Boat. Only in a hairnet.
Why?
That's Miss Mary's butter dump.
Hey there, and welcome to the Red State Update Parkus. My name's Jackie Brawls.
And I'm Dunlap.
And we got some good sponsors on this one today here. And mine is old Coley's Cinemas. You remember them?
Yeah.
Everybody knows them. Makers of
Christian cinemas.
They
take movies that come out and they edit all the cuss words and tits and bush out so you can show it to kids.
Say it like
That's what they do.
I know what it is, but you don't just tell questionable scenes instead of saying specific.
Like some of the scenes, like just full of bush and tits, like
don't
questionable.
Say there's no reason to say that.
Why would I want to see all these tits? It's like a question you might have.
All right.
The answer is because you like to think about them later when
your
wife is laying next to you.
It's my sponsor. You do your sponsor. You don't even talk about this one. Just leave it alone.
What I'm saying is they take all that out. So if that's what you're worried about.
All right. They take out questionable scenes for a good Christian audience don't want to see. Whatever that is, they take it out.
And they show new Christian
original
movies.
They now have a deal with Echo Light Entertainment.
Rick Santorum.
Rick Santorum's in the movie business now, and make a thing. Last month they had Francis the Praying Mule or something with Francis.
Rascal. Francis is the actual mule. Rascal is a Christian version, except Rascal don't talk.
Francis talks and Rascal don't. Rascal prays. Two different things. Two different.
Allegedly.
It ain't allegedly. I saw most of it. He prays in it.
But he doesn't pray out loud. They just hint that he prays.
The music comes up and
With
he
a
bows
music
his
cue.
head, and he's praying for that family. You know what's going on. There ain't no question to it. I seen the movie myself. I know what it is. So there's that. But that ain't. This week is the opening of a new movie there.
They already made another movie.
It's the second one from Echo Light Entertainment. Rick Santorum say it's A Full Heart.
A Full Heart.
And I ain't seen this one, but I got a description here of this one. It's a woman with a weight condition, weighed over 400 pounds.
Damn. She
She
probably eat rascal.
turns to the Lord, and Jesus comes. It prays to Jesus to help her with a weight problem. And throughout the movie, and he was telling me this here, the Jesus takes on the weight. Like, you know the old saying, if it's too heavy for you to carry, you give it to Jesus and he puts it on his shoulders. So through the movie, as a woman loses the weight, Jesus puts it on.
What, you see him gain
Yeah,
the
that's
weight?
what. Yes, yeah.
Jesus is in the movie?
He's in the movie, like a Holy Ghost. He's guiding her. That's what he told me. I ain't seen this one yet. I'm gonna go see it after him talk about it. But yeah, Jesus, as she prays to Jesus, he's there in the room with her, just like Jesus is in real life, but we don't see it. But in the movie, it shows. Sometimes you need to see.
So it shows her sitting there not eating, and Jesus.
Well, it didn't say she just starves herself to death, goes on diet or whatever, but Jesus helps her with that, exercise and diet and whatnot. I mean, you can do that without Jesus, I suppose, but a lot of people ain't successful. But praying to the Lord, and he wants you. You got to do some work too. You can't just.
But she turns from 400 pounds to a normal person, and then Jesus gains 400 pounds.
He takes away, and she loses it. It shows that he takes that burden on. Is what it is. That's the message of the movie.
Fat Jesus is in the room floating above this woman.
He doesn't float in it. He's standing there. They don't say nothing about him floating in it.
Not at 400 pounds, he ain't floating. He's
Well,
probably
no.
barely standing. He probably got to sit down.
It's just to show how the Lord works in your life, But it says here something about I'm trying to read this description thing. I can't make it out. He wrote it with a pencil. But
Wait, he didn't even get an official thing.
Well, if they didn't come in yet with the movie, he said, "Here's the movie coming out."
So this is just him writing down what he thinks the movie's about and giving it to you.
He would know it's his cinemas. They got a deal with Echo Light Entertainment. They talk to Rick Santorum on the phone as far as I'm concerned. They know what they're showing. It ain't just willy-nilly. He just didn't have. He said something was broke or this or that, and he took a pencil out, wrote this down. I had trouble reading some of his. And I remember him telling me, too. He didn't just write it down. He told me the idea of it. But, yeah, Full Heart, starring Elizabeth Nicholsworth.
Nicholsworth? I don't think you're reading. Nicholsworth is not a last name. If you
Elizabeth
don't have
Nicholsworth, it's what it says here.
if it's not printed out on from a computer, it's not. Why would you even read it? He doesn't even know what he's talking about. Nicholsworth.
It's his job to know what he's talking about. He knows who's in the
He
damn.
runs a chip company too.
Well, look here. I know this name, Gregory Hutchinson. Everybody remembers him. He stars as Jesus in the movie. And
What? Everybody remembers him from what?
He's from Murfreesboro, Tennessee. He lived here when he was 16 years old. This is also on here, and I remember seeing this. He wrote this down. But when he was 16 years old, he was in Murfreesboro Play Actor Club, young actor. He went off to college somewhere else, went up New York, wherever. But anyway, Murfreesboro lived here for a while, and he was in, says here, their version of Sound of Music. He was one of them children. But he's gone on to bigger parts indeed. And it says, I don't know, Raging Bull.
The movie Raging Bull. Robert De Niro put on a lot of weight.
Hey, what's in there?
I know you're hoping it's about an actual angry bull.
I ain't seen that. I don't know what's talking. It says here, like Raging Bull,
And Robert De Niro gets real fat to play the part.
Oh, that's a thing in black and white with a cuss. I ain't watching that. I remember you trying to show me it. I ain't watching
I
that.
thought it was funny.
Well, that's funny to some people. I see what he put on. The actor Gregory Hutchinson, who portrays Jesus, put on the actual weight in the film to portray Jesus at 400 pounds. Worked with a same person who ever worked on Raging Bull, whatever. He put on the weight.
Really?
It's what it says here. I don't.
So he got that fat for a Rick Santorum movie.
I guess so.
I hope he's all right. Is he still living? Does it say?
He's obviously still living. They say doing promote. I think him and Miss Necklesworth are going to be at the premiere for it this weekend. That's a full heart.
I guess they could have called it a heavy heart too.
It says here a full heart, and it sounds like a good Christian movie. And a lot of people suffer with diets, weights.
Is it a slow weight gain, or is it like American Werewolf, where he just gets fat all at once? And
werewolf? What the hell are you talking about?
Like Jesus is in the room, and they do some special effects where, like, you
it
see.
Just said on here, like Raging Bull, he put the weight on himself. Ain't no special effects in this. It's a man playing Jesus take it on, and he took it on just like Jesus would for you. For the movie, and he ain't,
I hope they have heart-healthy snacks at the...
Well, they always have delicious Coley's, snacks here at the Coley Cinemas.
Well, that ain't going to help no 400-pound woman drop a weight.
I don't, you could eat something, just don't stuff yourself to death. Some people got trouble with it, need help, and if you're going to turn to somebody, might as well be Jesus, and if you go see this movie, it maybe inspires people to do better. That's our sponsor, $25 Coley Cinemas, a full heart.
You really going to go see
this
that?
Weekend. I'll go see it, yeah. I won't support Gregory Hutchinson, the Murfreesboro native. I don't think he's born here, but he lived here in high school or whatever.
Where's Elizabeth Nicholsworth from?
It doesn't. I ain't see. It don't say nothing about where she from on here. I never heard of her.
Wait a minute. Okay, so the man that plays Jesus gains the weight, and they mention that, but they don't say, what about did she actually lose the weight?
It don't say nothing on here about that.
Well, she starts out at 400 pounds. It makes sense if, he starts.
It's harder for a woman to do it than.
So you think she's probably just a regular woman?
Special effects or something like you were saying. So
maybe
there is something in there. But it don't say nothing about that.
That would be interesting.
Or maybe it just says her name. It seems like you'd hire two different women look alike. One big,
it could
one
be.
little. But
maybe she's got a fat sister.
I don't know. Doesn't say nothing about that. Just Elizabeth Nicholsworth. But I'll go see it, and I look forward to seeing that, and I hope you do too. As Coley's Christian Cinemas, a full heart. Rick Santorum, Echo Light Entertainment.
And I got a sponsor this week too, Jackie.
Yeah.
Don Podge Tax Wheels.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Don Podge, it's not just for tax season. Don Podge fights tyranny all year long.
Oh, yeah.
Now, when it comes time to pay
practices, too, up in the woods. He's not actually. They run drills and whatnot.
Yeah, he's either actually fighting it or he's preparing.
Yeah, that's what I'd say most of, yeah.
Because he is an accountant, a minister, and a militiaman. So that's who you want in all aspects of your life. He has got you covered. When it's time to pay your taxes, he will tell you why you do not have to pay them.
Yep.
When it is time to go to jail for not paying your taxes, he has a hole you can hide in on the compound. And I say it's a hole, that's what he calls it, but there's a bathroom in
it. It
there.
ain't just it's a hidey hole. It's prepared. Yeah, hidey hole.
But due to recent events in the news, Don Podge has a whole new ball game. Usually when you go in there to get him to tell you that you don't have to pay your taxes, he gives you a framed copy of the Constitution or a framed...
Constitution comes free, frame...
Oh, right. The frame
extra.
is extra.
Yeah.
Or it just says, you do not have to pay your taxes, and you hang that up for inspiration. Again, frame is where you got to pay a little bit.
It's going to last longer. It's worth the extra whatever you pay because it's that it lets you. It shows how much you care about the Constitution. You just got to take out a piece of paper.
It's just for you as much as the brown shirts.
Yeah, if you take the time to frame that Constitution, you invest some worth into that, as you should.
Now he's got the car Constitution. This is something everybody needs, apparently, right here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Car Constitution.
Yeah.
When the police pull you over at a DEI checkpoint.
Oh, yeah.
And to enact tyranny upon you and your vehicle, you got this car Constitution, and it comes with a little frame that you put it on your dash.
It's in there in the car with you. Have it there.
You screw the plastic protectant over it into your dash. It's going to leave holes in your dash if you take it out. But why would you want to take the Constitution?
You don't want to take it out of there.
When the agents of tyranny are swooping down on us every day like Angry Birds.
Wow.
The video game. Just like it.
Wow.
So when you get pulled over at DUI checkpoint, you say, "Officer, come here. I want you to get in the car here. I want you to look at this." And he gets in there and says, "I'm going to read to you this Constitution. Am I being detained? Then I'm going to read to you this Constitution." And you just start at the beginning. You read him the whole thing. And then at the end of it, if he ain't crying, he needs to turn his badge in. Throw it on a desk.
I don't know about that, but yeah, it's good.
And then you say, "Get out of my car. I uninvite you." And he has to get out. That's what says.
If you've got that Constitution there, right, he can't argue with it right there in front of you.
In front of the Constitution,
right
he ain't
there.
going to argue with you.
So it's just a Constitution, basically. It's just framed and just
it's a special car dash frame.
It's right there in the car, in the dash. Don't come out.
Right there.
Yeah.
And there's a cup holder on it.
Oh, yeah.
It comes out.
If you already
flush, you can set a cup on there. It's big.
No matter how many cup holders you got, you always use an extra one.
Yeah, it's right there next to the Constitution, too. Drinking and thinking.
Sure.
So if things going the way they are, you probably need to go to one of them sign places and have them wrap your car in the Constitution. So
Constitution. That's
people can see you coming down the road. This is just a piece of paper with the Constitution and the frame. The frame is $15 with the cup holder. Cup holder comes with it.
Right.
Put it in your car. Have a cop read it. If a cop won't get in your car, you read it to him through the window. Do not roll it down.
Okay.
That's Don Podge at Tax Whiz. He really needs to change the name because he does a lot more than just fight taxes.
It sounds like it, yeah.
Freedom. He's fighting for freedom every minute of the day.
So it's just a picture of the Constitution. This Constitution right there, and his car Constitution goes right there in your dashboard.
Yes, sir.
All right, then.
Well, I mean, it's a car Constitution, so he dressed it up a little bit. You got Mater on it.
Mater?
From Cars.
Oh, the Cars 2, Mater, yeah.
Yeah, and Cars, not just Cars 2. Mater, it's like it's a speech bubble. Like Mater is saying the Constitution to you. Because it's a car Constitution.
Car Constitution, yeah.
He thought it'd be fun for kids and stuff. And he says trademarks and copyrights, that's all a bunch of bullshit when you get right down to it. He says he's free to use Mater legally.
When it comes to something like that, Constitution of freedom, you'd think Cars 2 would want to have something to do with that.
It's Cars. It's not just Cars 2. He's in Cars and Cars 2.
Oh, Cars.
You don't like Cars?
I never liked Cars. I like Cars 2. Cars 2, that's funny. That's got Mater talking to Japanese cars and all different kind of cars, accents, all that. That's funny right there. That's good.
You don't like the original Cars.
That's just, it's slow. That just don't nothing. He come to town and just meets everybody. I want to be doing something. If I'm gonna watch, I don't watch cartoon too much anyhow. I don't like cartoon that much, but Cars 2, it's funny too. That's what it is, funny. But the first Cars, that's not. I don't see why anybody. Why if you a kid like to look at the colors, whatnot, but otherwise, I wouldn't watch it.
Well, you like Cars too. Is that the only Pixar movie you like? You don't like?
Pixar, we do a cartoon like it. Yeah, Cars 2's funny. It's got Larry Cable Guy doing Mater, and like I said, just not understanding all the different accents and what's going on. That's that's an old premise. Always comedy good right there when you don't know what's going on, and ask questions.
And there's accent people.
Well, yeah, he can't understand any of all them cars from all over the world. This different countries, this, that, and that. He don't understand a lick of it. Yeah.
You don't like Toy Story, though.
What do you mean Toy Story? I don't like. I did, but bunch of toys talk already. Why that? I gotta sit there and watch 2 hours of it. No,
it ain't talking toys. I mean, they talk. Some toys. Teddy Ruxpin talks.
There's all sorts of toys that talk. You push a button, pull a string, this, that. The mama, baby cry, mama, all the toys talk. I don't see what the
cars talk. You get in a car.
Cars talk funny.
Put your seatbelt on.
But that's funny. I ain't got no car like that. You got that thing you hook up. I seen it tell you where to go. That'd wear me out. I don't want no car talking to me. Car does what I want it to. Car don't tell me where to go.
Bug's Life. You don't like that one? All the bugs in it. Bugs talking.
Well,
let's just go down the list.
I want to watch it. I swat at bugs all the time. I won't sit around and watch them talk to each other. Hell, I don't.
Toys talking, no good.
I don't like. No.
Bugs talking, no good.
Why? I wouldn't want to watch it.
Monsters talking.
Well, monsters. I mean, if they're saying something funny, maybe, but
it just depends on the writing.
I guess so.
Fish talking.
I don't see no point in that.
Robot don't talk.
Robot don't talk.
Robot don't. They got a he doesn't really. He makes noises. He doesn't have big conversations.
Well, I ain't gonna watch that. Hell.
Superheroes talking.
I don't like funny.
That's just
stuff.
real people.
Yeah.
That's all I can remember.
I don't know. Cars talking is funny. When they don't understand one another, that's funny to me.
So it's not just cars talking. My mother, the car you don't like. You like cars talking but misunderstand each other.
It's a car.
Because of cultural differences.
It's a cartoon. It's the funny idea that they're cars from all over the world, and one of them talk this way and the rest of them don't, and they don't know what the hell's going on. And there's James Bond stuff, spy stuff like that. That's always good, too. But the first Cars, I like Cars, too. It's just he comes to town or gets lost or something, and I don't know. I get bored of that, and I don't care about that one.
So, ultimate movie for you would be cartoon cars like UN General Assembly, like United Nations, but if they didn't have interpreters.
I'd be good.
Just a bunch of cars sitting around revving their engines trying to understand what each other's saying.
I'd look at that, yeah. If it's funny, if you got the old Larry Mater, you do just about anything. Mater is pretty good, except like whatever they did with him in the first one. He just come on for a little bit and be like, oh, this is all right, and then it's gone.
I tell you this
Born
right now.
again, Paul Newman talking.
Mater does not believe in the United Nations.
I guarantee you he don't. He wouldn't know what it was if you tried to tell him. That'd be a Cars movie I'd watch right there. Just somebody trying to tell Mater what the United Nations was.
But even
they don't even have to go there. If you had a car talking a foreign language and trying to explain to Mater, I mean, I'd sit there and watch it. That'd be funny.
Well, even after it got done explaining it to him, he'd say that's unconstitutional.
Well, yeah, absolutely. And that's, why you need a... Now, I like cars talking, like I said, in real life. I don't like cars talking. That don't make no sense to me. But as a funny joke and cartoon funny, yeah, I like it.
Your joke has come to life. And it's in our automobiles.
Well, that's what I said. You hook that thing up. I seen you hook that thing up, and the car tell me where to go. Turn here. I ain't going to do what the car tells me to do. I'll go where I want to go.
Well, you can sit there and argue with the car like a senile person.
I'm not going to argue with it. I ain't going to listen to it to begin with. That's the point I'm trying to make. I don't know why people do that. You don't know what that's telling you. Just a voice come out. I don't know who it is.
It's just a voice. I don't know who it is either, really. Actually, now that I think about it, I don't. Why is that?
Why
official?
are you going to sit there and listen to it then?
I don't know. You're
I'll
right.
do whatever it says. Turn it right here. You sit there. Everything you do, voice coming out of a car, you going to do it.
I guess you're right. I never thought about it. I mean, I just figured it was, I needed to listen to it.
Wouldn't trust it as far as I could throw it.
You go Walmart, pay $100 for it.
I ain't gonna plug
Put it in
nothing.
the car.
I ain't gonna plug nothing up. I ain't gonna pay something to sit there and mouth off, tell me what to do. I don't know what the hell where that information coming from.
I guess you're right. I don't either, really. Huh. Sometimes it steers me wrong. It's I need to get on 24, and they'll be like, no, go to this way.
No.
I know, go to
wouldn't do it.
24. Well, I guess you're right. I'm going to see if I'll take that back at Walmart.
I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. Only thing you need in your car is your car constitution.
From Tax Wiz, Don Podge Tax Wiz, $25 sponsor this week. Don Podge Tax Wiz.
If it got made on there, that's worth getting, yeah.